Welcome to North Sports Dynasty. I am 1/3 for tonight, but 1/5 of your host, Andrew Fulbert, and we are live from North Sports Dynasty, undoubtedly, undubitably, undisputably from my basement. It's always from my basement. If it's not from my basement, we would probably tell you that before if it wasn't in my basement. We are here talking all things sports that you love here. So if you like what you see, which is we got drunk Chris to my left, literally, mute Alex to the
Wasted.
bottom.
I don't know why I was muted, but okay.
And we are
because shut the fuck up. That's why.
Whoa! We would start.
I don't know.
We are live here on many different platforms here on a Friday night on North Sports Dynasty, and thank you all for tuning in. Give us a like, give us a share, give us a follow, and subscribe on YouTube. And the reason we're getting this right out of the way is this is your last chance to get into the draw. So everything's doubled. Like the show right now, I double your entries. Go subscribe on YouTubies.
Like the show.
And go like the show. Go subscribe on YouTubies, and you will also get an extra 10 entries into this draw, ladies and gentlemen. 10 if you are not subscribed. And you know what? If you got friends, and you got them with the UBTubies, and they haven't subscribed yet, but they are a friend of yours, you tell them to subscribe, and we will give you 10 entries and them 10 entries. That's right. We're giving all the entries for these duck races. The duck races are going to be insane. You don't even know it.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, we are also a sponsored television show. That's right. We are proudly sponsored by ZAGNIF Apparel. The apparel is on the way. We have purchased a couple of different articles of clothing, and this gentleman right over here is going to be the one to showcase them when they come in.
What's up? Best model NSD has.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I mean,
yeah, there you go.
You put me in a weird position because I was like, I mean, you're gonna make me say like Kyle's a better model or Sid?
I would never ask you to lie on this show.
Lie to the cops, don't lie to your friends.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Exactly.
Proudly sponsored. Use the code word boobs15 and get 15% off of select items. But also use that link right there, and you will also be able to see all the different stuff he's got, including shoes, sweatpants, ladies apparel. Look at all those ladies apparel too. Ladies apparel is really cool. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, in about what was that 2 weeks? 2 weeks, the shirts will be ordered.
Yeah.
And they are way doper than they were last time. That's the reason we went pause. So that also being said, we have 2 winners of shirts from a long time ago. One is Mr. Sean Spencer, so he's already got one on the way. The other one is Nicole, and she will have hers when, obviously, it gets here. But we are adding a shirt to the draw, to the giveaway, whatever it is next week. So if you win, you will be obviously one of the first people to see the NSD shirt. Exclusive, like, you know, you get exclusive, what is that, treatment? Because you're a fan? Is that how that goes? Yeah. So you get to see the shirt first because you're going to be the first person to win it. And that means you get to choose your size. No color, because the only color right now we have is white, because we do not have the money to start buying all these different colors. It was already hard enough to get.
Well, and it was limited sizes already, and
Oh my God, we'll get into that later on in the show about what that was a shit show, but at least we got something, okay? And they look good. They look really good, especially with all the new logos. So you obviously can't see the shirt right now because only one new show has come up here on NSD. So let's first give a shout out to Mr. Chris Warchuk right here.
The better half of that show.
Which, by the way, he is first. And he says, drunk Chris.
That's my lesser half. There he is. There's my lesser half, Sid.
wow.
Bringing the toxicity over to this show. He is the host.
Sid is the toxicity. I'm the terribly. It works well.
I like that, actually. I did put this up. Here we go. Terribly Toxic, ladies and gentlemen, is the new
dude.
NSD. Look at those colors. Look at that logo. I fucking love that logo. That is just a sick-ass logo.
You know how much back and forth there was to design the logo for this show? Like me and Sid texting each other on a Sunday afternoon. Like, how's this? He's like, I hate it. Cool. Ash is like, yeah, that looks like shit. I'm like, cool. I guess I'll just fucking go die then. And I'm like, how's this? Like, that's better. I'm like, okay, well, let's move from there. Ash was very judgmental of a lot of the logos. She's kind of mean. She's mean.
I do actually. It's right here. So it's funny because the NSD logo has adopted from this back in the day.
Well, that's not much of a logo. That's a picture of a field with some words.
Well, this was the original logo, man.
When you look, dead ass, when you came up with North Sports Eyes and you posted that, I was like, did this motherfucker just like walk out to a local park, snap a picture, and be like, yeah, that works. Hell yeah, dude.
You don't know what this picture is, do you? Okay, so this picture, just so you know, is the exact field that I played my football games on. And that hash line and that exact location is where I hit my one and only professional field goal.
From behind the upright. Nice, dude.
From behind the upright.
That picture, look at the picture. That looks like
picture.
That looks like you're behind the upright, homeboy. Look at tell me that doesn't look like that field's on the other side of the upright.
Dude, it kind of does.
Dude, that's why I was like, from behind the upright. Hell yeah, dude. Way to go.
That soccer
guys practicing from the wrong side. They're like, Andrew, listen, buddy, the field's over there, actually. So just over there, you got to do on the other side, though.
That was the first logo.
Kicking from there is like -3.
This was the second logo.
That one was terrible. I'm not gonna lie to you.
The fuck? I loved this one for a bit there. I was like,
no, it's good. It's very cartoony. It's good. What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing, man?
Hi, Poppy.
What the fuck?
Someone decided to make that.
Holy, just hops up on the desk.
And then, of course, we got, the North Sports Dynasty logo as it is right now. Which, by the way, where the hell?
What do you
should have the logo part right there. There we go. There we go. All right. So let's get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. Now that we've done the intro, the 10-minute intro, inevitably, of the show, as Chris shoos away the very adorable dog that decided to make a quick appearance, let us talk.
Yeah, super adorable. You'd think she's great too if she was waking you up at 3 o'clock in the fucking morning every day.
I got 2 dachshunds that
I have to pee. I'm like, I have to sleep. So what are we doing here?
They just hold it until the morning, and then if we don't take them out,
you compromise and you pee.
yeah, exactly. Correct, sir. We argue, and then I lose, and then we go pee.
and then we go pee. All right. So
kind of like marriage, to be honest.
The modern day Hall of Fame inductees are here, and the Hall of Fame inductees in general are now official. And it doesn't matter about anybody else, except for one fucking name on that list.
Joe Thomas.
Fuck Joe Thomas.
Hey,
You
no.
even made the whole.
Technically, we got 2 Buccaneers on there. Just saying. I don't.
Yeah,
want
one that you guys didn't even fucking like.
No, fuck no. Buccaneer Island, get the fuck out of here. What the hell did you do?
You guys don't even claim the motherfucker.
He
No.
put the jersey on.
And you guys all wish he didn't, so
You're
it doesn't
damn right.
fucking matter.
You're damn right. You're damn right. You know what's gonna suck? Oh, I'm not gonna say it because someone.
No. What's gonna suck? What's gonna suck?
If for some odd reason Jameis Winston had like a resurgence in his career and got into the Hall of Fame, he's in as a Buccaneer technically too, but I don't want to have ownership of that either. Fuck no, I don't want to be part of that 30 for 30. No fucking thank you.
Did you guys see the video of DeMarcus Ware finding out from Jerry Jones that he was getting?
That was very cool.
That was awesome. That was
Yeah.
really
That was
good,
cool.
dude.
That's my favorite part of all.
I
of this,
love the
when they had to
videos.
find
I
out they
love
got in.
it. I love it
Bias?
so much.
Bias is obviously for me was the Ronde finding out from Derek Brooks, and then them just
Yeah.
being like, "We're teammates forever," and I was like,
That's what Jerry Jones said the same thing.
I know, but like it's just the fact that like they are, and I mean it's not gonna be Warren
An old
Sapp.
white guy versus somebody that was actually on the
Yeah.
field with them.
Old rich white guy
I guess you gotta add.
I mean, the
rich
guy
part
that
in there.
paid, yeah.
that pays for the whole NFL. Yeah.
Now listen, I may not have been exactly part of that picture that you guys are talking about at that school, but listen, I can pay this whole thing off. Let's just.
Yo, he's
let's
like,
just pass.
I bought the school, Photoshop myself in. No problem.
Yeah, that's and you know what? I'll Photoshop myself out from the history books. I give it no fucks. But obviously, Rondé Barber, class 16 years for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We have been screaming for this guy to get into the Hall of Fame. Obviously,
It took
And
him,
I've been
6 years, yeah.
yeah, I have been one of those people who've been like, I do not understand.
Who made it?
For a
Like, I
few
can't
years.
find it anywhere.
It's,
Who the fuck
okay,
made
buddy,
it?
so
buddy, it's at the bottom here.
You
I
think
know
I can
reading can be
read
hard
that
some-
moving
yeah, I was gonna say
text,
reading's
dude? The
difficult,
screen
so-
is fucking moving for me,
Hold on,
dude.
So the list, I got you,
actually-
Chris. The list was Joe Thomas, Darrell Revis, Rondé Barber,
Okay.
DeMarcus Ware,
Oh,
Zach
hell yeah.
Thomas.
Okay, I got it. Here we're good now. Here we're good.
Okay.
He's got it in the private chat. Listen, all these people, all these names still
Kyle.
deserve to be in
Hi.
over Devin Hester. I don't give a shit. I see
Oh,
so many
did
Bears
you
fans today.
You see
Listen,
this guy? Hold on.
Fuck, Devin Hester's great return man. Every single name on this list still deserves to go in before Devin Hester.
You know what? We're having this right now. Since you
Suck
got
my
drunk
asshole.
Chris
I
on your
fully
side.
agree.
Suck my
Hold on.
asshole.
Time out on the Hall of Fame talk here for a second. Since you got drunk
Where's my
Chris right now,
food?
Kyle, okay?
Yep.
You can have him on your fucking defense here. But we're going to talk about this Red Wings and Oilers game. that
Oh,
happened
let's
here.
talk
The
about
one the Red
it.
Wings lost?
Yeah,
the
the
one
one
the Red
that-
Wings
Yeah,
lost, right?
what else-
They
I'm-
lost correctly?
I'm-
Correct?
I'm-
Correct?
You
Correct?
actually have
Correct?
a chance to talk
Correct?
about
They
it.
lost?
Yeah, we lost.
Okay. No, just double check. They lost,
I'm
right?
sorry. Shouldn't a
Muted
team
this
with two?
motherfucker.
Shouldn't
Let's
a team
go.
with two-
Oh, here we go, Alex.
Shouldn't a team with two top five
Defense,
players win
Alex.
that game?
Come on, Alex.
Shouldn't a team with two top five players win
Let's
that game
stop,
10
Alex.
times out of 10?
Let's
Yes.
stop
However,
with the
we always lose those games.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Those are the games we lose. We will beat the brakes off of the Tampa Bay Lightning, and then we will lose to Detroit the next
Can we
fucking
talk
day.
about-
Every
can we talk about
goddamn
Andrew?
time. So
Let's talk
shut
about
the fuck up.
Alexander licking the tip of the dick of Cider God. Cider
buddy.
God, right?
Snyder is the
Cider
only
God.
thing-
It doesn't matter
the
if we have
only
McDavid
thing
and
on the
Drysdale. We
Red
got
Wings
Cider God.
that will actually go and hit somebody. We have nobody else, and that's why I'm mad. I love this Red Wings squad. I do. But there ain't a single motherfucker on this team that's going to go in there and do anything about it. When Kane went after Raymond, when fucking the other guy, yeah, no, and they honestly, and then they're chipping at each other in the box. I'm like, Raymond, what are you going to do? And then
He's gonna
it's
get
all of a
killed.
sudden
He's gonna
like,
get killed. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna get killed. Listen,
No,
I'm actually gonna stop myself because I was about to say something that was gonna get us canceled. So
Mr. Todd Bertuzzi is supposed to be, say, the guy that's supposed to go in and do these
Tyler.
things. That's Tyler, sorry. And he has 2 broken hand surgeries this season alone, and you expect him to go up against Evander fucking Kane. Or not only that, Desaulniers is on the Oilers. Last time I checked, he was on the Ducks. Where the fuck did you guys all of a sudden pick up the best goon in the fucking league?
Yeah, he's unreal, eh?
So you know what the problem is here for the Red Wings? You have no beef. You have no guts. You're suspecting Cider to come in and do everything, and he can't. He's playing the game well, but that's it. Go ahead.
Here's my thing. Didn't we know this coming into the season?
Yes.
That we had a bunch of these young skilled guys, but we didn't have anybody to pick the fights.
And Giovanni Smith, I know, was our only guy, and we let him go for like a 7th rounder, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
You know,
what the fuck are you doing?
On the plus side too, like I know this is football, but even with hockey, from what I was looking, the Oilers are linked to some pretty interesting people right now. To be quite honest with you,
including
the Stanley Cup.
Well, yeah, like that's the thing is, you know what? We're linked to Joel Edmondson. We're linked to Jacob Chikrin. We're linked to who's the other?
Say his fucking name, bro. It's Chichurin.
No, it's Chikrin.
No, it's Chichurin, bro.
I'm pretty sure it's Chikrin.
I bet you $1,000 it's Chichurin.
Google it, man.
Don't do it.
Google it.
Okay, but here's my thing, Kyle. Is the Dallas Cowboys get linked to every fucking receiver? How many do they actually get? Until you guys get any of these players, it's all just talk.
Honestly, here's the thing. More so this year than other years, I can honestly say that potentially, and I know it's just stretching, we're basically maybe like a really good defender away, maybe 2. And honestly, if Soup and Soup and Stu, if they keep going, man, honestly, it's Oilers' game to lose, man. I don't see anybody in the Pacific.
I disagree with that.
There's not a lot of
Can we take in that Kyle just forgot the name of the biggest man rocket on the fucking Oilers? Jesus Christ, dude.
Now
Stuart Skinner, and he's got one hell of a fucking stash. Jesus Christ.
No shit, eh? But seriously, in the Pacific, there's nobody that scares me. I can honestly say that. Nobody scares me in the Pacific.
I mean, the Golden Knights, I wouldn't want to.
With Mark Stone out, come on.
That is fair. That is fair. If he is out for the complete season, like all the way through the playoffs, no appearance, then yes, that is fair. Now, can Eichel pick that up? No, he's not going to pick up the leadership that he brings. The Oilers, though, because they're not more than likely going to play the Flames in this playoffs, I think the Oilers have a better shot because, say, Calgary and Colorado.
I was trying to find my mini Stanley Cup. I was going to be like, you guys got one of these? I don't think so. But I couldn't find
fucking
it.
Lordo, baby Lordo.
You mean this one
Oh!
Whatever.
It's even got the Red Wings logo on it.
That's right, buddy.
No, but like
how old is that, from 1984?
I'm not going to be ignorant, though.
2008, actually.
Actually, that one's the 2002 one. But
There's
2008.
So when's the last Oilers one, Chris? Drunk Chris?
1984.
Yeah,
Literally
exactly.
1984.
Exactly.
Greatest dynasty. Don't even argue with the wall, Alex. Argue with the wall.
Alex, right? Pull it out.
Argue with the fucking wall.
Chris, go look at all the analysts.
I'm not gonna go look.
Yeah, because then it shows that you're wrong. 3 of the 4.
I'm not gonna go look. Why is Cumtown trending on Twitter?
Mute him,
guys, help!
I got you.
3 of the 4 articles that show greatest dynasties in hockey history. The Oilers come number 2 to the Montreal Canadiens of the 1970s.
Yes.
I can unmute myself.
Yeah, because I was waiting for you.
And yet you didn't for the entirety of my argument.
I didn't even fucking realize. What, did you guys hear what I was saying about what's trending on Twitter, though?
No, because you were muted.
Oh, the doorbell. That's my food.
Drunk Chris, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I need to write this down. What time is this? I need to stamp
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
20 minutes. Food.
Oh my god.
Now, to get away from the hockey talk here, that's all I wanted to say, just because, I didn't get a chance to say the Red Wings need to.
I was just waiting to argue that dynasty thing because me and Chris argued that earlier in the week, and I was just like, oh, if he brings it up, I'm ready.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. There is, I like again, the Red Wings need time. I actually thank you guys for giving us another loss because it just keeps us in the top 10 for a pick. And even if it's not obviously going to be
fucking job.
Yeah. But listen, I understand that getting Bedard is probably going to be a long shot, but I have no issue with some of the other prospects that are available in this draft. This is a stacked draft for NHL. So also
not so much for defense though.
Not for defense. There's one defender in the
We've got our young defense.
If the Oilers do trade it away, honestly, if they're going to trade in any draft, this is the one to trade in. Honestly.
Here's the thing. The one hypothetical trade I saw out there, like from Red Wing fans, was if you wanted Tyler Bertuzzi, we retain half of his contract this year for you guys.
Yeah.
You toss us your first. We get what was it, Broberg, the right-handed defenseman?
Yeah,
bringing
he's
up
a
and stuff like
stud.
that. And then
He's
it was
a
like a 4, and then it was a 2/4 or 2/5. And I was like, not gonna lie,
I take that.
That's a good trade both ways.
I was
I take
like, I
that.
have no issues with that. So.
I don't think that, like, so you're saying Tyler Bertuzzi would come to us then, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know he probably wouldn't want to go to
Where would he
like
fit?
a Canadian market.
Where would he fit though on
necessarily.
our team? Like, honestly, like, he wouldn't fit anywhere.
Top
Second line winger, easily.
Top
He
line.
wouldn't go second line. There's
Top
no
line.
way.
Top
There's
line.
zero chance.
Top
Considering
line.
who we have as our top 6 right now, there's no way he's going second line.
Top line. But and the
Who
only
are,
reason
who
I
are
say
your
that-
4 wingers on those top 2 lines?
Go ahead.
Okay, so so Evander Kane for sure, right?
Well, yeah.
And
Kane
then
beat
Nuge
Bertuzzi.
is another one, right? Then
Yeah, but then you can bump Nuge to your third line center and have another solid center.
Nuge, maybe, sure,
You know,
okay, potentially.
This is me. This is my this is just me for playoffs. My prediction. If you had Tyler on your team, Draisaitl, McDavid, Tyler first line, Evander, Nuge, and Hyman second line. Your third line now becomes a bit of a scorer with Holloway as your center, and then your fourth line stays. Your fourth line is sick. I would pay good money to have your guys' fourth line, but that's why I'm saying if you balance it out, where it's if Tyler doesn't work on that first line, because he can come in there and push people around.
How old is he?
On that first line? He's 27.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
still
like
he's
26,
still
27, yeah.
And honestly, if you guys re-signed him, you could get him for the cheaper end as well.
Okay.
And you can the way that you guys are letting some of the other cap run out type thing, and obviously Hollandwood's the one that drafted him, and he did not have the 6 stats. He was not that big of a guy coming out. It's just the fact that he is a goon player who can score goals, and he finally grew into the role. So I need to play on both sides of the puck. So that's why I'm you know what? Him on the Oilers makes sense, because I don't want to see him in a fucking Avs jersey, and the Leafs and the Bruins need to stay the fuck away, because I don't care what you offer.
I like it. No, I like it. But the thing is even on our team right now, there's some players that are putting up a case, and that's my issue, right? You got Ryan McLeod, you got Ryan Murray, right? Both. I'm saying those both right, Alex? Ryan McLeod and Ryan Murray, they're both Ryans. That always screws me up. And then Warren Fogle. Okay, all 3 of these players.
Fogel's a beaut.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So
All
underrated.
3 of these players, you don't let walk.
Warren Fogle is so underrated. It is insane.
Christ, Chris, turn your fucking mic down.
Well, no, he just has to quit eating his mic.
I will not.
By the way, yes, he's got his food, and he said that he will, obviously not be. Oh, he will be not eating. Oh, that pizza does look good, bro. I'll give you that. That's
Oh no, seriously, there's our forwards. I don't want to touch a forward at all for a year.
No, I know that
I
you
agree,
guys.
they should
I know
just
that
go
you guys
strictly
want a
defense.
defenseman. Just me as say a Red Wings fan, and as a guy who gets to see the Oilers play out here, I would love nothing more than to see Tyler come to the Oilers.
2 defensemen.
Him and Kane, dude. Just being on that team, no one gets to push McDavid and Draisaitl around in the playoffs, because the second they touch the ice, they're protected. You know what I mean?
I would put one with McDavid, one with Draisaitl. I would put them 2 separate lines.
And
personally.
I know, and I'm always gonna die on the hill as a non-Oiler fan, where I'm just keep McDavid and Draisaitl on the same line. But having conversations with Chris, even when he's sober, and he's how long is Crosby and Malkin been on the same line? How long were Brown and Kopitar on the same line for the LA Kings, or Patrick Kane and Jonathan Toews? I'm okay, fair. And I'm yes, and I'm but look at the production when they are. You know what I mean? It's damn.
See, I think critical situations in the game, you move them to the same line, absolutely.
Yes.
But I think
Power play
game,
and in minute and a half, 2 minutes left, and we're down. Yeah, I put them on the same line.
Yeah, that's why honestly, go get Chikrin, or say it again, Chris.
Chuchurin.
Is that actually how you say it?
Yes, dude.
Okay.
I swear to God, they were saying a Chikrin on the radio too.
They say it all over radio, TV, even in the game, Chikrin. But that's the same with Travis and Kelsey.
Yeah, isn't it Kelsey?
Yeah, but it's actually Kels, but
Oh,
everyone says it Kelsey.
Yeah.
I never knew
I was
that.
trying to think. I just blanked on the other brother's name.
Jason.
Jason, thank you.
But realistically, just before we move on to football, right? Or back to football, sorry.
You're
Like-
good. You're good.
You can't tell me that the Oilers aren't 2 defensemen away from being disgustingly scary. Like, try and lie to me right now.
Depends on the defenseman.
Now,
But
personally,
Listen. Without the 2 defensemen right now, the Oilers are scary. You don't want to play this team in the playoffs.
no, you don't.
Regardless of what, we could do absolutely nothing. We could literally do nothing, sit on our hands, keep all our shit, regretfully keep Jesse Puljujarvi, and we could just do nothing. Regretfully, he's terrible. Listen, anyway.
I know.
So,
Especially when
that being
the
said,
thing comes
we're
out
still
about
a
it.
scary hockey team to play against because you still have to play against 2 of the top 3. Yes, I said it, top 3 in the NHL on the same team for a 7-game series. You add 2 defensemen into that team, like that just makes it worse.
I see your point, and I'm not necessarily saying you're wrong because you have a good chemistry with that team. But it's almost like, and it sucks because you have Holland, and we're Red Wing fans. We can say that.
I'm not a fan of Holland. I'll tell you flat out, I'm not. I'm
fair.
I'm not buying it.
There was once upon a time, but then he fell into our owners are dying, and the owners just wanted to see the
Our
team
owner,
be better.
despite how he looks, our owner isn't dying.
No. So that's why I'm like, listen, it's not the Red Wings kind of thing. The Oilers are definitely not the Red Wings of back in the day, but respect to Holland that the pieces that he has brought in, because Klim, dude,
Yeah.
Austin or Klim, it's Klim
Holland
Austin,
has
right?
done. Listen, Holland
Go
has
ahead.
done a very good. Sorry, I was swallowing when I said
you're
listen, and then I had to swallow a giant piece of chicken.
Pause.
Yeah. So Holland has done a great job with what he got. The reality of the matter is Holland got a team that was riddled with bad contracts.
Yep.
That was riddled with very little cap space. He got some cap space, and then he did what he could with what he had. There was too many holes to fill, and not enough money to fill them. So he filled the holes as best he could. He went and got Zach Hyman. That's a big W. He went and got Evander Kane. That's a W. He went and got Tyson Barrie. That's a W. These are all W's.
Evander
Now,
Kane, though.
is Tyson Barrie the greatest defenseman we have? Not a chance. But he's still a good. He's an integral cog of this team. Cody Ceci is a very underrated signing that he has made.
100%.
Very underrated sign. He has done what he could with what he's had this far out. Do I wish he potentially threw some of our first round picks that I know he won't do, but threw some of our first round picks down for an offer saying, hey, we want to pick up, this guy. We'll give you Tyson Barrie and a first round pick and a third round pick for like a potential Jacob Chicharin or whoever. Sure. It's not going to happen. He's not going to trade his first round pick. He doesn't do that historically, which is almost good in a way because it keeps us from falling into a cycle where in 5 years we're terrible. It's bad though because that is what is needed to make this team, to improve this team to a point where we can't be stopped, where we're the Colorado of last year where we can't be stopped.
Yes. Well, and the thing is when you were gone, one of the hypotheticals we had talked about just as like one that keeps getting brought up on the Red Wings chats is Tyler Bertuzzi going over to the Oilers, and the trade being, say, this year's first round pick, because you guys are obviously going to the playoffs. It is Philip Broberg. That's the name, right?
Philip Broberg, yeah.
Broberg, yeah.
And then it was.
And I'm okay with trading Broberg.
And I
Holland doesn't want to, but I'm okay with it because honestly, Broberg is great.
2/5, but
Yeah, Broberg is awesome. Listen, Broberg is really
the
good.
right
And
Also,
go ahead.
just throwing this in there, I've been looking for the last 5 minutes all over the internet.
Oh my God, here we go. What?
Every place I look is Chikrin still.
Oh, it is.
Every pronunciation
Maybe you
guide
should have
that's
taken
online
that
that I've
From
looked at.
Phoenix?
Yeah.
Yes, I've looked at from down from when he was still in Sarnia in the OHL to NHL, ESPN.
He full on Sid you there. He
W.
fucking deep dive for the stats on that one.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
looking at that
I
now
wanted to
'cause-
make sure that it wasn't maybe OHL they had it as Chichurin, but when it got to the NHL it was Chikrin, kind of like the whole Kelsey Kels thing.
Mhm.
So I just wanted to get a few different leagues kind of thing. So
Couple comments I wanted to get before we switch back into the football talk is Alex Jumper says drinking since noon. Jesus Christ, Chris, you good?
Everything's fantastic, buddy.
Mark got invited to a game on the 27th. So jealous. You're gonna have to give him a rundown.
I feel like the last 30 minutes did a pretty good job of that.
Well,
Are
they
you
had,
guys going to that? You guys are both going to that game, are you not?
The Red Wings one? No, I haven't got my tickets.
I'm not because I'm moving right now. So,
you're
everything's,
moving.
everything's tight, but I can guarantee you that more than likely, if Alex wants to, if his house isn't ready or whatever, we're probably going to get together and watch that game because it is an Oilers game. We'll go have a couple drinks at one of the bars here in Fort because he's moving to Fort. So I got to start showing him around Fort and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Simeon Rice has better numbers than DeMarcus Ware, plus he's a Super Bowl ring and Ware doesn't.
DeMarcus Ware was more of a difference maker.
Yes. I like Simeon Rice, but Simeon Rice was kind of blended into the rest of the system. So
I was just going to say, look at the other players Simeon Rice had around him and look at the players DeMarcus Ware had, even just on defensive lines. It's not close.
I hate the Penguins. They recently won a Stanley Cup, dude.
Like, you hate the Penguins too.
Oh, I can't fucking stand the Penguins.
Right here, buddy. Right
Listen, I got no hatred for them.
But like, and I like Crosby too. That's the worst part. Like, I like him as a player, but I hate the Penguins.
There's only one thing I like Crosby for. It's the golden goal. Because it doesn't matter. I respect Iginla for being the one that heard someone scream Iggy from across the ice from all those fans screaming and shit like that to get that puck there. So, which, by the way, for bonus points and stuff like that, can anybody name the American goalie that was in net?
Ryan Miller.
Nice. Well done. Well done.
He was one of the names I was cycling through my
There's
head.
literally nothing I remember better.
Okay,
Canadian teams in Olympics or any type of national event beating the fucking brakes off of American teams.
Can anybody remember?
Because in the words of my good friend Ash Swinton, fuck America.
Oh, good.
Can anybody name the person, the American, that tied the game with 32 seconds to go?
No, because I don't give a shit about whoever scored on the U.S.
It went. Sorry, I should have referred the golden goal year. It was Zach Parise.
No, I wouldn't have got that.
Because I remember I was one of those
Not a
Canadians
chance
who
we
was
would've
kind
got
of
that.
already pre-celebrating. I'm like doing the countdown stuff, and then as soon as he scored, our whole fucking nation went so quiet.
But you know what's funny though? He scored, and then I do remember him scoring. I just don't remember his name because I don't give a fuck. But he scored, and I looked, and this is like pre-Connor McDavid era.
Yep.
Yeah,
I looked on that jersey, those red jerseys, and I seen the greatest hockey player at that time, number 87, Sidney Crosby. I was like, we ain't gonna lose this fucking game. Listen, we are not losing. We are not losing this fucking hockey game. Look at this team. These are the best players in the fucking world. They're all from one country.
The only thing I can't think of is who was our goalie that game, Chris?
Roberto Luongo.
I was going to say, wasn't it Luongo?
It was in Vancouver, and it was a huge deal that Luongo was also starting for Canada.
I should duh.
And that team was insane, by the way. However, I really want the NHL needs to go back to the Olympics, guys.
I agree. Hold on.
Olympics, you know how just look at how good Canada would be. Like if the Olympics were tomorrow, it would be gross.
Finland. And even like
fuck
Germany.
Finland. Fuck Germany. Fuck all these places. Listen, let's say in like 2 years we go back to the Olympics. We got Connor McDavid, Connor Bedard, Sidney Crosby. Already I've named 3 players, and already I'm like, we won. Like, let's go.
Retired. Why do you think
Crosby retired? Listen, hold on. Kyle. You mean to tell me that if the Olympics were happening and Sidney Crosby knew, listen, like I might be like a third liner right now, but I can go to the Olympics and I can play with Connor McDavid, Connor Bedard, and all these other fucking superstars that come out of the greatest country in the world. Then you don't think like I don't give a fuck if he's retired from the NHL. He's gonna be like, yeah, like if you want me to come play, I'm gonna come.
No, I'm telling you though, I don't think he's gonna play as long as Ovechkin. I really don't.
No, I'm not saying I'm not saying in the NHL. I'm saying
the goals right here about Mario Lemieux is kind of what I was thinking about when he started saying like third liner, like coming in here.
I'm not saying he's gonna stay in the NHL that long. I'm saying the next time the Olympics come around, and we're looking at these teams. I think Sidney Crosby's gonna be like, buddy, listen, I don't care that I'm retired. Like I don't care that I'm retired. If you want me to come play fucking hockey for Team Canada and play with Connor McDavid and play with Connor Bedard, then I'm in.
This is Andrew's interventions to be an Oilers fan.
Hell yeah, it is. Hell yeah, brother.
My kids could be Oiler fans, and I got no issue with that because I don't hate the Oilers. I literally do not hate the Oilers at all. I respect the team out here. I don't like the ticket prices. I don't like what ownership does personally. That's just
Hey, can I? I
course
don't
you can.
either. I don't either.
Okay, fair enough.
Did you see the $400 Converse?
No.
Bro,
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
they are white
Okay.
Converse shoes. That's all they are, with an Oilers logo on the side. $399.99.
Needed a beer.
Or no, they're $499.99. Sorry, they're $500. I was like, really? Like, these are $80 sneakers if I go to fucking Target.
I'm gonna start this comment too. As a lifelong Golden Knights fan, I have a feeling this year
Stuff
is
in my
the year
fucking
to hoist
face.
the cup.
No, see, hey, sorry, Ben. I love
Lifetime.
you. Let me start by
That's a
saying I
great
love you.
sentence.
Okay?
Lifetime Golden
I
Knights
love you,
fan.
Ben. But
Hell yeah,
the
dude.
Golden Knights, they fall off, man. I don't know what's going on. They keep on falling off.
I don't think they have the proper goaltending for this
Well,
playoff.
I was gonna say they traded.
I don't
a good
think.
fucking
I think they
goalie
looked
years
across their
ago.
division and saw the Oilers and was like, "Ooh, we gotta go cry to our fucking mothers."
I don't know much about hockey, but listening to you guys has me very informed. Now I just got to put a name to the face.
Sean, just remember the name Connor McDavid.
And you listen, you're from out there. You already know one of the other greats that has been in the
Yeah.
NHL since the very second that Mr. Sidney Crosby
grade
got
8.
drafted. The grade 8, Mr. Ovechkin. Which,
Well-
all that was in one of the comments or group chats that we
Eichel
had,
sucks.
and the chat got brought up about Michael Jordan and like LeBron James passes in the for not passing.
Oh,
him,
in
but
the
has most
LTF
points of all time.
chat. on
I wanted
Wednesday.
to randomly throw in there and be like, so when Ovechkin breaks the all-time goal record, does that make him the greatest
No.
hockey player of all time?
Not
I'm
even-
like,
not even
okay,
Listen,
Close.
can I on that? Not
You're drunk.
at all.
You can go right in. I can smell the
Sick.
alcohol through the mic. Please go ahead.
Sick. I love
I was
that.
gonna say. If he
So
says that,
my
you're still gonna
dumbass
go.
friend Brett, he's like, I love Brett.
Brett?
If he's, there's not a chance he's watching, but if he's watching, Brett, I love you to death. But I really hope that your kid that's gonna be
Northside
born in
Brett?
like a week gets no. I hope your kid that's gonna be born in a week gets his brains from his mother, because god damn it, you're dumb. He's like Wayne Gretzky isn't the greatest player of all time. I'm
Who's
like, shut the fuck up. I'm like, who is? Is it Connor McDavid? I'm like, buddy, listen, I love Connor McDavid. Go to bed. You're done. It's not that you can't do that. You can argue for Mario Lemieux. Listen, you can argue for Mario Lemieux.
that's what
I
I
understand.
was-
I understand that argument. I don't agree with it, but I understand it. But to try and tell me that McDavid, as much as I love Connor McDavid, is better than Wayne Gretzky, it's a
No,
different era.
he's
It's
the best
different.
right now. I think he's
Well,
the
and-
best right now.
Go ahead, Alex.
This is what I brought up about the LeBron, Jordan, Kobe,
Yep.
Bill Russell argument on Wednesday. Is there's a massive difference between who's the greatest of all time and who's the best of all time. When you're talking the best of all time, you're just talking skill, talent.
Yep.
When you're talking greatest of all time, it's that plus accolades, plus moments, plus stories about them. Like, that's
Yeah.
where all that gets roped in. So I think there's a valid argument if you're talking basketball that LeBron is the best basketball player, but
Yeah.
he's not the greatest.
I agree. You know what? Kind of add to what you're saying too, Alex. Sorry, Andrew. I was just gonna.
Go ahead.
You know, I think with that, there is something to be said, because you can't just look at one stat and just kind of declare a GOAT based on that. In my opinion,
And
like,
with that
and
said, though,
actually,
LeBron has a lot of stats
Yeah.
that he is the number
Well,
one. So.
and in a way, like, so like for Tom Brady, do I think Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time? Yes. For right now, I do. Do I think he's the best, the GOAT of football? No, I don't think he's the GOAT of football.
And is he the most skilled football player of all
No.
time? Absolutely not.
Well, but
Yeah, I think he's the greatest football player of all time, but
Yes.
not the best.
Thank you. And that's what. And if that's the conversation right now, I think LeBron James is the best basketball player of all time, and I think the greatest of all time is Michael Jordan.
okay.
That's me. That's because LeBron, like arguably the three, like if you just say what's the three in basketball, the names that come off right off the lips, for my opinion, is MJ, LeBron, and Kobe. And it's that order for me. And I bounce back and forth between Kobe and LeBron because I see highlights of like young Kobe sometimes, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. But then all of a sudden, like you look at what young LeBron was doing, and it's like,
What,
Okay, I got a
losing in the
question.
finals?
Now I got a question. You just kind of made me think of a segment. Okay, can you name, like, respectively off of, like, let's say, okay, I want to say baseball, but I don't know enough. But let's say baseball, soccer, hockey, football. You got any other sports? I want top three you think of best of all time players. Golf.
Oh, okay,
I don't know
so
enough about golf. We can throw it in.
That be the case, we'll go football, then we can go around the horn.
I was gonna say, I think if you're gonna do this, then you would like if you're talking just
So football,
all the
you
sports
can't
making
do
your list,
objectively football.
Yep.
You gotta do
Fair.
team sports only, not individual sports.
Okay, let's do
Because
that. Let's do
It's
that.
hard to compare a Brady, a LeBron, a Jordan to a Muhammad Ali, a Tiger.
Not
Woods,
necessarily,
Serena
because we're
Williams.
talking about the best
It
at what
is.
they do.
But when you're talking greatest of all time, accolades, championships, etc., get brought into the discussion, where in a singles event, it's
Yeah, but we're
just
not-
you that wins the title.
But Alex, we're not comparing. We're not saying like. So for easy names, we're not saying Wayne Gretzky. We're not saying Tiger Woods is better than Wayne Gretzky. We're saying that Wayne Gretzky is the best hockey player ever, and Tiger Woods is the best golfer ever.
but
Those
Kyle
are very
just said to
different.
pick
Top three. Top three.
Kyle
Top
just said to
three. Yeah,
pick
no,
the
I'm just
top
saying.
three.
I'm just saying. But we're not comparing
then
the
you're
sports.
comparing.
We're not comparing the sports.
But then you are.
No, because we're picking the top three in each sport. Is what he's asking
Yeah.
for. In each
All right,
sport.
saying top
I think
three
what-
in each
No,
sport.
top three in each
I
sport.
think it's-
No. Top three in each sport.
Yeah, he's right. Chris is right.
Oh,
That's
okay,
what I
thought you
heard.
meant
Sorry,
top
that's what I
three
heard
in
anyway.
all
That's
the
why I
sports.
threw golf in there.
All good.
No, yeah, I heard top three in each
Oh,
sport. That's,
okay.
so
We
I was
can-
like,
we
we're not
can do that,
comparing
though.
them.
We
We
can
could do
do
top
that.
three athletes, but then, yeah, you do have to put some stipulations in it where it's like,
Yeah.
no, like golfers don't count, tennis players don't count, because like realistically, if you really want to talk about top athletes, Serena Williams is probably better than fucking Wayne
I
Gretzky.
mean, I hate people talking best athletes of all time. I really hate to bring this up, but Oscar Pistorius is probably really up there, man.
Oh, God. Yeah, he's
Who's
a
that?
killer on that track.
I hate doing it, but I'm always that person who does, and everyone's like, "Who's that guy?" And I'm like, "Tink Tink." And they're like,
I don't know who that is.
Oh, God.
It's the guy who had no
The-
legs,
the
with
Blade Runner.
and then he killed his wife. And,
Oh God.
yeah.
That's why I
How-
thought he was a real killer.
How
was
is
like,
this
what?
show? How is this show still on the air?
we don't talk about Bruno. No.
How do?
Okay,
Is
hold
there
on.
people
If we're-
watching this show still?
we got a lot of viewers actually.
Really?
Why? What are
And now-
you guys don't have anything better to do on a Friday night than watch Andrew offend half the world?
Andrew, I think it's everyone but Andrew right now.
Yeah, honestly.
I did want to get a couple comments out here. The Vegas swag I was gonna send you, Chris, not anymore. But
Oh damn it! I needed some kindling for my fire next week.
Facebook user, who did anyone find out who that is?
No.
Anthony.
What's that?
It's handy.
Oh, Anthony.
Anthony,
Wait, you-
Mr. Fingers.
Tell him what we talked about, Alex. MJ
That's how I
is the best
found
in the
out.
GOAT,
It was, yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
where
LeBron's
we
the
starting?
best. MJ's the GOAT.
Yes, that's me too. Wait, hold on. Sorry, say that again.
Who, me?
No, Alex, go ahead.
Oh, I just said LeBron's the best. MJ's the GOAT. That's all I
Yeah,
said.
that's what I agree with. Yeah. LeBron is the best of his generation. Now, here's my top 10 of all time. Not listing, in my opinion. Did he throw him in there?
Yeah, further down.
Oh, okay.
He's-
My argument, the GOAT in a team sport has a direct correlation to how the player elevates those around them in addition to their individual.
Who is that? Who commented that?
That's
Anthony.
100%. 100%.
And this
I love
was my
Larry
only
Bird.
counter to that on Wednesday is if you're gonna argue with somebody over who's the GOAT, you have to settle what you guys are going off of as the GOAT first thing, because
Okay.
we had, for example, we had Anthony talking in that regard and Sid talking in the statistics and other in other regards. So they were butting heads with
With
each other,
5
but
more
they weren't even
seasons.
talking the same thing. So
Sean
you gotta
did
have
say
the same parameters in your discussion.
Russell,
fair,
Wilt,
fair.
Jordan, Kobe, Braun. I actually don't mind that list either.
I'll be honest. Basketball, I'm going to go off who I think. I'm probably going to be so wrong. I don't know enough about basketball, but I'm going to give it a shot.
Okay.
Oh, you want me to go right now?
I feel
Oh,
like
I
our
was
top
gonna say,
three
We're
is
doing
gonna-
basketball right
Oh
now.
my
Not even top 3. Like when it comes to say like the basketball and the hockey, like you can give me your starting like all-time rotation. Like that's not an issue either. Like with basketball and stuff like that, you got 5 guys that you would want on a court kind of thing. Go right ahead, buddy.
Okay, I guess I'll kick it off. I'll go basketball just because it's the one I know about the least.
Okay.
The least. My top 3. Who is the guy? Who held the record? Abdullah Jafar.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah. So I
Jafar.
think he'd be my number 1. He'd be my 1.
He's your one? Okay.
He's my
Fuck
1.
yeah, fuck yeah, Kyle.
Okay.
Who's number 2?
Kareem Abdul Jafar. Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome.
Number 2. I think, in my opinion, this is going to be biased. I think Kobe should be 2.
Okay.
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 Wait, did you put Abdul Jabbar 1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Kobe's 2. And my number 3 would be Larry Bird.
Okay, I like and that's the thing. It's like Larry Bird is always going to be in my starting 5 rotation because I love Larry Bird. Larry Bird is the most underrated player of. How do I say this properly? He's underrated of the generation of people who are starting to get into basketball right now. There's a lot of people who do not understand.
Kyle, were you
what Larry
basing your
Bird
list
did
in a
for
world where
NBA.
Michael Jordan doesn't exist?
Oh yeah, crap.
Okay,
See, I was gonna say my all-time starting 5 is I'm actually moving LeBron to the point guard.
Okay.
And then I'm going Jordan at the shooting guard, Kobe at the small forward. And then I'm doing Kareem at the power forward, and Shaq is my center.
So yours is basically almost to a T mine. Like Shaq is my center in almost any of these regards because you take the whole conversation of era out, Shaq could play in every single era at his young age. Like, yes, he would get fouled a lot and he would do a lot of fouling in games. But if it was like nowadays, he'd be coached to get 4 and chill the fuck out. You know what I mean? Just like some of the big guys do anyway. So I go MJ, Kobe, LeBron, and that's kind of like my backcourt as well. I put Larry in instead of Kareem, and then I put Shaq. That's been mine for like the longest time because Kareem has got the sky hook. I understand, but like Larry was also a point guard. He could also shoot the 3. He could also be a center if you absolutely needed to as well. So Larry was so fucking underrated. What do you got, Chris?
And again,
sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say again, when you're making these top 5 like all-time lists, what era are you playing? And what rules are you playing with? Like when the eras are so different there too.
Well, it's a bias. It's a bias. No matter what, you say it's unbiased, but it's always biased in one way, shape, or form.
Yep. Now, if you say it was that weird little era from like 87 to 93 where like they just allowed like abuse, my starting lineup is the Detroit Pistons.
I was going to say the Bad Boys, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. So what do you got for your starting 5 there, Chris?
Fellas. So I just consulted my roommate Ben, who's also wasted. He is a bigger basketball fan than me. I'm just getting into basketball. He's a bigger basketball fan than me. So I like walked out to grab more food and I was like, Ben, need your help. Top 5 all time, name them. He's like, listen, he's like, I really don't care. He's like, it's tough to narrow it down. I would put Pip. I'd put a few guys in. He's like, but just do this. He's like, you're new to basketball. Anybody tells you that LeBron James is in the top 5 ever, you punch him right in the fucking nose. The guy's a bum. That's what he just told me. So, yeah. I was like, I'm going to tell them that. He's like, you go right the fuck ahead. He said it dead serious. Listen, I know Ben when he's serious.
We can agree to disagree on that one. I strongly disagree, but.
Okay, so here's a better one then, since we still got like a bit of the hockey talk going then, and Chris could probably do this.
Okay.
Name your starting, it would be 6 then because we'd add the goalie, but name your starting like first line for hockey.
Oh God,
easy,
Chris, you go
easy. Oh, sure. Wayne Gretzky, Mark Messier, Yari Curry, in net, Grant Fuhrer, Paul Coffey on defense, and Kevin oh shit, sorry, that's an actual team. Sorry. I forgot that was an actual lineup.
Second best dynasty of all time.
That was an actual lineup.
Kevin Lowe is not even a top 100 defenseman of all time.
So fun fact, that team was also, that roster was the exact same team as the Western Conference All-Stars. It was incredible.
All right, Alex, bless us.
Okay, so no, you want me to give a real? You want me to do real?
Okay,
I can be real. I was just joking around. That was the first thing that popped in my head. So obviously Gretz is up there.
Yeah.
Connor, Sid. Those are my top 3 forwards.
So like
I guess how are we doing this though? Because it's like,
so you would would be Gretzky in the center.
We have to make a lineup, or we're doing top 5 players.
Yeah, make it for like a first line
and a goalie. And if you said those 3, I'm assuming Sid would be on the right, and I'm assuming Connor would be on the left, and Wayne would be in the center.
Sure, let's go with that.
Sure, yeah, I'm okay with that. Actually, no, because if that's how we're doing it, because Sid's a better center than he is like an overall forward. Like he's not a goal scorer, he's a center, he's a playmaker. So I'm gonna go. If that's how we're doing it, then I'm gonna go Gretz, Connor, and Ovi. If this is how we're doing it. If I was ranking like top 5 players, like those 3, it's a very different order. But Connor, in this setting where we're doing
Connor
a lineup of 3,
I'm
gonna go Gretzky center, Connor on the right, or whichever order. Connor on the left, Ovi on the right.
That's a nice one. Okay, who's your 2 defensemen?
And then 2 defense. One's got to be Paul Coffey. Like that's a homer pick, but I love Paul Coffey. And
I mean, if me and Alex say Nick Lindstrom, then yeah, like so.
I mean, okay, yeah, Nick Lindstrom.
Chris, I
Thank you,
wanna
sir.
go after
I'm way
you.
too drunk for this, so thank you, Nick Lindstrom. Honestly, yes, I would take Nick
Don't
Lindstrom.
tell him the other name because I'm waiting for him to react when I say it.
That's fair.
That's fine.
fair.
Listen, I don't think about like top defensemen very often, so like I'll probably be like, oh shit, I missed that one. And then
who's your goalie?
Grant Fuhrer.
Okay. Fair.
Hey,
I want to do cocaine on the bus with Grant Fuhrer. Leave me alone, okay?
That is fair. He is arguably a top 10 goalie all time, so I can give you that without like being like really crisp. So like
I wouldn't say arguably he's in the Hall of Fame.
I mean, yeah, but I mean to say top 10 goalie of all time.
Oh,
like,
sorry. I thought. Okay, I misheard you. I thought it was
you're-
something about him being great. I was like, wait, he's in the Hall of Fame. It's really not
let's
a
go with
greatness question.
Alex next. What's your starting?
Also,
five?
remember,
And-
I'm drunk.
So, I would go with Gretzky at the center.
Yeah.
Ovi's my left wing.
Standard.
I'm actually throwing Gordie Howe as my other wing.
You're an idiot.
I mean, arguably the greatest hockey player
Says
of
the
all
guy.
time,
Says
so-
the guy that forgot Bobby Orr at defenseman.
Yeah.
I still give me Nick Lidstrom, bro.
Well,
He's
yeah,
suckering
but
up
not
now.
the other one. Not the other one.
I can't hate the guy.
My defensemen were Orr and Lidstrom. And my goalie, I don't know why my camera just turned off, but I'm
Hell
going to
yeah,
go with Marty Brodeur.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good pick. Obviously, Grant Fuhrer's a homer.
I
pick. That's a
almost
very
went
good pick.
Dominic Hasek, and I have his signed jersey in my room right now.
Hasek.
But
I fucking love Dominic Hasek. Unrelated.
I
note,
almost did.
I
but-
fucking love Dominic Hasek. Listen,
he's my
I
favorite.
played
goalie of all
ball hockey the way Hasek played ice hockey. Like I wanted to
with
die
just
every single
stacking
time.
the pads.
Like I
That's
was
how I
ready.
played too.
I was ready to go. I was like, take my fucking head off.
Every
I don't care.
time.
Let's go.
Every time we played floor hockey when I was in high school, because that was around the time when I was in high school that we got Dominic Hasek there. And I was like, every single time someone would be coming up, I'd just like slide over and I'd be like, I don't even give a fuck if I look like an idiot. Like I'd throw the glove up, the pads up, and everything, scored on every single time. But I made it look like Dominic Hasek, and that's all that fucking counts. So, Cal,
If
give
you
me
got
your
scored
starting
on every
Yeah,
time,
okay.
then you definitely made it.
I
look
got
like
this.
Dominic Hasek.
Okay, so my center is Wayne Gretzky. My left is Ovi. My right is McDavid. You'd have to make it work somehow. My defense, though, is I'm actually going to go George Larocque, and I'm going to go
That
Chris
doesn't-
Pronger.
You can't do that. He's not.
Yeah, I can. Why not?
Because he's not a defenseman.
George Larocque?
He's a forward.
Okay, so scrap George Larocque.
Like he was a fucking forward, man.
Okay, anyways, I want
Listen,
Chris
and that's
Pronger.
no disrespect to George Rock. I fucking love George Rock, but like, he was a fucking forward, dude.
Okay, so I would go Chris Pronger then, and I would go. Oh,
Sheldon Surrey.
no.
Get the fuck out of here.
Honestly, like just because I started watching hockey like more recent, I would say Roman Yossi. Honestly, Roman Yossi and Chris Pronger is who I have in my
Chris
defense.
Pronger is that's a good choice.
My
Chris
goalie
Pronger's
though
awesome.
would be
Pronger's a
Fleury.
really good choice.
It'd be Fleury as my goalie.
Okay.
Andrew,
That's
you
not
can't
a-
even deny Pronger's
So
a good
that's
choice.
not a
I
like
fucking
Fleury's not a
hate Pronger.
terrible
That's
pick.
just-
I do too, but he's a good choice.
Fleury's not a terrible pick, but it's like there's just to me there's so many better goalies.
Okay, so my
Like I would
starting-
put Carey Price ahead of Fleury.
I would too.
I would put a lot.
I
of
don't
guys
know
ahead
about
of Fleury.
that.
If you take them at their best, Carey Price is better.
Well, how many rings does Fleury have? Sorry.
And that's your
Sorry?
okay. So
You can't
Sorry?
use that in
That's a
hockey.
team.
You can't use
That's
that
a
in hockey.
team.
That I can't, yeah, because
Doesn't
he
work in
played with
hockey.
Malkin
That-
and Crosby.
Get the fuck out of here with that
Crosby.
shit.
Yeah.
You can't.
Because by that-
way to
by that
get
logic-
under my skin is comparing two players that will
This
have
is Dynasty, not terribly
fuck
toxic.
out of here with
Hey,
that.
this
But-
is Dynasty.
By
not
that
terribly
logic,
toxic.
by that logic, Crawford's like the best goalie out of all of them from Chicago.
I guess. Yeah.
By that
Because
logic,
Because he's got three
Robert-
rings. He got three rings.
I'm gonna clip this and send it to my co-host. He's gonna be like, I'm gonna
By
watch
that logic,
hockey show
Robert
you got
Ory
going
is
on
a
now.
better basketball player than Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here with that logic. Just stop.
Yeah, Fleury.
My
I'm not
starting-
taking anything away from Fleury. He's a good goalie, but
I know.
I
My
can just put
starting
a lot of guys ahead of Fleury.
Give me Gretzky at the center. Give me Lemieux on the left. Everybody forgets Lemieux.
Oh,
is
we
like-
don't.
Well, yeah, I guess.
No, he was on my second line.
Okay, fair.
God,
I mean, call it bias or not, but like I want the three greatest players of all time on the first line. So give me Lemieux, give me Gretzky, and then give me Howe on the right. For defensemen though, I want Orr just like to lock it down. and I don't want Lindstrom at all. I would probably go Paul Coffey.
Hell yeah, dude.
I like Lindstrom, but if I had an all like team, Orr and Lindstrom do a little bit similar. So like, give me Coffey who can kind of slap that motherfucker right in the net. And my goalie's Hasek. I love Brodeur and I respect the WA, like love that everybody gets, but like just that team, just looking at it would be so fun with Hasek and net as well. Because the dominance that he would present at that point would be absolutely amazing. So
who's your oh sorry, no,
go ahead.
Who's just your top 3 soccer players? Just top 3.
Pele, Mbappe, and Mr. Ronaldo.
Wow.
Pele,
No.
Messi,
Give me
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo. Get Ronaldo out of there and let me put Messi. Let me give him his respect that he has earned because of the World Cup. I will take him out of the Ronaldo conversation in my head. Pele, Mbappe, and Messi.
Really?
Yeah.
Mine's way different.
Mbappe
Who's
is
yours?
Pepe, Messi, and Ibrahimovic.
That's a good one.
You can't go hit wrong with you. What about you, Alex?
I got Pele, Messi, Ronaldo.
Okay.
I'm same as Alex, but different order.
Well, yeah, mine wasn't in any particular order.
Okay.
That was just my top 3.
And honestly, I think we're all underestimating the greatest goalie of all time in Scott Sterling.
Multi-sport athlete, too.
Multi-sport legend, Scott Sterling. I fucking that fucking video back in the day was
so good.
Speaking of videos and stuff, we have a lot of new videos coming up here at NSD. When we actually do say our new commercials, we're not giving out any new commercials yet because we haven't given out any new logos yet. So I always got to watch out like where my stuff is in the bottom side here. It's
Don't put your finger where you wouldn't put your thumb.
Can't set me up like
You
that.
mean your dick?
You can't.
Never put your finger where you wouldn't put your dick.
Didn't I end a show like that like 2 weeks ago? And I'm like, did you know? Or something like that. It's like, you didn't see my dick or something like that. Yeah. We're going to be right back. We're going to get a quick commercial here at NSD. Gives everybody a chance to get a quick drink of water, a quick smoke if they need to.
What?
Some water. And we're going to be back to talk the Super Bowl predictions that we had up last week. Go over them and make sure if we have any new ones. The money we put down and just general bullshit here at NSD. This is the Friday show. We literally came in here prepared to talk football the whole entire time, and we have spent 40 minutes talking hockey.
Yep.
Hockey. And not only that, we had the highest viewership around that time. We were at like a lot of fucking views when we were talking hockey. So with that being said, we're going to give you a word from our sponsor, quick commercial break, and be right back here at NSD in about 3 minutes time. Be right back. gentlemen, welcome back to North Sports Dynasty. I am 1/5 of your host, Andrew Fulbert. I am joined by the other guys. One is drunk, one was muted earlier. Kyle is on a tear tonight. The other one's just not here. He literally, I can't remember what he said.
He just doesn't love us anymore.
No, he probably is in other group chats pissing out.
He had to do some laundry for some sleeveless shirts.
What are you talking about, Sid?
Yeah.
Oh no, Sid's starting his new job tomorrow, and he's got to do his break.
Well, yes.
We know that, Chris.
Wow, Chris.
I'm going to defend my partner.
I'm
The
surprised.
one that you said was your lesser half. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're really defending him. Yeah.
He can be my lesser half, and I can still defend him.
I mean, we all think kind of similar, not really things possibly about you, maybe not, but you know, still, like, we love you too, right? We would defend you in a bar fight. I mean, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do besides get us
the
all.
bar fight's gonna be
I
against
get knocked out
you
for
guys
sure.
at this
100%.
rate.
Buddy, I'm not gonna hold on. Can you imagine the bar fight in like Detroit if like all of us were actually
Oh,
there? Like,
good Lord.
fucking Christ. The second that Sid and Chris look at each other and say "fuck this guy," that's my cue. Like, I'll snap and be
I told you that. I
All
said
different
when we go to any event anywhere, you see me, you hear me utter the words, "The fuck is this guy looking at? Get me the fuck out of there immediately."
Yo,
Get the fuck out of there. I'll be backing you the fuck up. I'll be like,
What's
is he a
what's
Bills
this guy
fan?
looking at? Where?
is anybody else?
Bills fan?
What's this guy looking at?
Andrew, your camera's glitching, man. Does anybody else see that, or is that just my screen that sees it? I see his like camera like flickering.
What's this guy looking at? Do you want to go? Huh?
That's
All of a sudden, it's going.
You
We're
gained
going
a
like.
fucking accent all of a sudden.
By the way, a lot of people put in their starters and stuff like that. A lot of shout outs to
We don't want to know. No, just kidding.
What do you want to know?
Kyle's just like,
Terry
fuck the
West,
opinions of everyone else.
Yeah, fuck him.
Jordan, Bill Russell, Kareem. There's another one. I like couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat 3 feet outside the rim.
Yeah, but he can dunk it over anyone that's in
Yeah,
front of him
between
between him and the basket.
3
like-
feet in that rim, he is literally gone. So
And then David Hester couldn't even hit the fucking Hall of Fame, even if he wanted to. Sorry, is it too soon? Too soon?
I think Hester will make the Hall of Fame one day.
Oh, 100%.
I think he
I
gets
just don't
in-
think there's one person on that list that doesn't deserve it more than that doesn't deserve.
You mean Ronde Barber finally? Like,
That's what I
finally?
mean. Like Bears
I
fans are losing it because he's not in, but it's like
Don't get me
every player
wrong,
on that list
he
deserves
deserved
more.
to get in this year, but we're acting like it was 15 fucking years. It was 6.
it's long enough, bro. It's long enough, man.
Listen,
I
that's
mean,
like the only.
agree, but when you've got like the 1 year with Peyton Manning, Calvin Johnson, Charles Woodson, I'm sorry, you ain't getting in over them. Like,
Well, no, and that's the thing. That's what I was kind of alluding to earlier. I'm like, I totally understand as a person who's recently understood the rules in the last like 3 or 4 years after beating Alex and Kyle and some of the other people at Aurora. I was like, what the Hall of Fame, like what you have to do and how long and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, I get it, but and like,
no, I thought he should have got in last year, but
I just,
he should have got in last
there
year.
was, it was like there was a class. I think it was last year's class where I'm like,
Last year's class was weak, especially looking at this year's class now. And
Yeah.
only two of the guys weren't available for it last year. Like, you're telling me this couldn't have been last year's class for the majority of it?
By the way,
Just saying.
great stuff. Y'all need to do another hockey show. Who says that there's another hockey show on its way? Especially like, I mean, there's a couple of hosts possibly already on the television screen here, or your monitors, or in your ears right now.
Yeah. Just need to make sure that other people are finalized with it, and they want to kill it.
There's someone behind me. No, I'm just kidding.
But we do have plans for a hockey show to come down the pipes right around possibly the trade deadline. So keep an ear out for that. We also got a couple other shows coming down. We do have, the Lions one we promised that is coming very, very soon. So stay tuned for that post to be coming out. The Maple Buck one is returning. I actually have built a couple of cool segments for that one too.
I've been thinking some shit up for mine.
It's nice when, like, especially here at NSD, because we do have a few shows that are going to be dedicated to like one team, say like obviously the Lions and the Buccaneers and stuff like that. And then eventually, if the guys ever get times and they want to, like Chris could do a Cardinal show.
Absolutely not. I don't like talking about the Cardinals as it is.
And I kind of figured
Chris hates his team too much to do a show about them.
I love my team. I hate my fans.
There we
and-
go.
I mean,
Worse than Dallas Cowboys fan.
to be a logical content creator, that's views if you go in there and talk shit about the Cardinals. Just
You
like,
just power and argue with people.
yeah, you get
Listen,
fans
I
like
spend
that.
enough
Oh,
time in my day taking bullets on the internet for players on this team. Never mind doing it on a live stream
I
for another
swear,
fucking hour a day.
I swear, every time I open up Twitter, it's the
Fuck, because there's somebody pissing me off every fucking day, Alex. There's always somebody pissing me off, and it's usually Sid. Love you, Sid, but god damn it, dude.
I even saw something about like Cliff possibly being hired by like Houston, and I was like, I need to like double check if this is
I
even an
don't,
actual
don't talk
thing.
about it. Don't talk about it, Chris. It's a
I
sensitive
don't
topic
give
for
a
Chris.
fuck. It's not. I don't give a fuck.
He's gone off.
If
the
Houston
Cardinals,
wants
his
to
dream came
continue,
true.
if Houston wants to have a continual or wants to continue to have a terrible offense, then go right the fuck ahead.
Well, no. You have a really good offense for about 8 weeks, and then it falls flat on its
And
fucking.
For
then
like
everybody knows
45
what to do.
of 60 minutes.
Then everyone remembers what
Yeah.
the offense was, and they just go back and watch tape from Arizona in the first or second year there when they had that fallout.
But Chris-
No, it was the first year. So.
It could be worse though. You could be the 2023 Buccaneers.
Caleb Williams would look so good in a
mean-
Bucks creamsicle, man.
I mean, listen,
You guys
Kyle,
aren't going to be
that's-
bad enough to get.
I
there.
know what you're trying to do,
Sorry
Kyle,
about it.
but it's not
You're
that much
not.
worse because there's still a lot of players on that
Not-
2023 Buccaneers team that have a
Come
ring
on.
You're gonna-
that none of the
you're gonna have
2023
players.
Cardinals have.
You ain't
What are you
resigning
talking
Levante David. Then
No,
Mike
yeah.
Evans has to have a season-ending injury. Chris Godwin has to have a season-ending injury. Ryan Jensen has to have another season-ending injury. Tristan Wirfs has to have another season-ending injury.
Oh, I didn't tell you guys the
Kyle
good
Trask has
news.
to be your
I didn't.
quarterback.
Hey, I didn't tell you
Which
guys the
just
good
so
news.
happens to happen when we get Kyle Trask as our starter for week 6. You know what I mean? So,
I didn't tell you guys the
He
fantastic
needs to be your
news.
starter from week 1.
You might have seen it on my Twitter yesterday, but there's this guy who anybody who is literally anybody as far as like Cardinals Twitter goes, he has blocked them because they're toxic. And I finally got blocked by Chuck Harris.
I saw that.
So that's a win. That is an absolute. I've been trying to get blocked by Chuck Harris for months.
You and
So I call that an absolute win. Mike Giecki is now on my radar. I'm trying to get blocked by him too. Because he's also same thing. He just blocks it. You disagree with him? Blocked. I'm like, okay, well, you're next, buddy. I'm getting blocked
Mike-
by you next.
you and Pat McAfee are just on this roll, I guess, eh?
Dude, Chuck is bad. So this guy, like dead ass, like this is off topic, but so yesterday, one of the guys that I follow, one of the like he's just a Cardinals guy. He's very similar to like us. He just tweets shit. But him and I follow each other, and he tweeted something saying like Chuck Harris must be like must be dying right now because whatever was said was like totally against what Chuck said. Chuck unblocked this guy, replied to him, and then reblocked him. I was like,
Yes.
but he blocked us because we are toxic. I'm like, dude, like that is like the definition of toxic, bro. You unblocked somebody, responded to them, and then won't let them respond because you reblocked them. Like, you're a fucking loser, bro. Like, I don't have one person blocked on my fucking, as much as people I would love to fucking block on my Twitter.
Well,
there's not one person
I
blocked
do-
on my Twitter because I don't care. If you
I
got
do
an opinion that's
specifically
different than
have
mine, let's
one
go.
person blocked, but
Let's
Alec
get-
knows the
let's-
story on that one. I kind of need to keep them blocked for legal purposes.
Moving on, yeah. But like, I didn't block somebody just because I was like, you're annoying. Otherwise, I'd have Sid blocked, Kyle blocked, Alex blocked, Andrew would be on the hit list.
I'm like, what?
You don't tweet much.
Not anymore. No,
Because I mean, you don't
yeah.
tweet enough to piss me off. Like, it's just like, oh,
And most of the tweets I did back there, just like back in the day, were more for like the Buccaneers shit that was going on. Like I was all
See, I
over
don't
the.
actually tweet anything. I just retweet a bunch of shit.
That's also true. And also, yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing, especially around this time. Is you go to Twitter, you screenshot some of the rumors that we were kind of talking about in the group chat. there.
Yeah.
But wait, what's their sources? Like, are they good source rumors? I just want to make sure. I'm asking for a friend.
I do love how all three of us like got that at the same time. And
Yeah.
we're like, Kyle, you're such a dick, and I love it.
Also, did you guys know? I thought AJ Green retired last season against the Packers, but apparently he only retired this week. Did you guys know that? I thought he retired when he didn't look at the ball against the Packers last year. But
Chris
Here we are.
hates AJ.
I don't hate AJ Green. AJ Green was a great wide receiver.
He
Was
Yeah.
a fantastic wide receiver.
He's
Very
one of
successful
those-
with the Cincinnati Bengals, and for 7 weeks of last season, very successful with the Arizona Cardinals.
He's one of those names.
But week 8,
that-
this fucking guy doesn't even look at the. Listen, you dropped the ball, or you missed the catch. You didn't even look at the ball. You didn't even look at the ball. Your wide receiver didn't look at the ball.
Who did the Cardinals sign this season? Like Sideshow Bob looking guy? What's his name again?
Oh, they traded for Robbie Anderson.
Yeah, Robbie Anderson. Yeah,
Another great
That
Steve
guy's
Kahn.
not
The
bad.
great
That guy's
Steve
not bad.
Kahn made that move. A player that was literally about to be released, and he's like, "I'll just give him a third." Okay. Nice job. He was going to be released in 10 minutes. You could have just signed him. Instead, we just given up a draft pick, and we're paying him what he was already getting paid. Hell yeah, dude.
Speaking of getting paid, ladies and gentlemen, the Super Bowl is this weekend.
Yep.
And there is a lot of money to be made on this.
Way to get it back on track.
And we actually have our picks up on the screen.
Your
This
pick.
is what's that?
Your picks.
No, these were ours.
No,
We-
this
these
one
are ours.
goes-
you just because you weren't here doesn't make them not ours. We all
No, I
decided on
have
these.
four half.
We all teamed up.
We
for
agreed
these
on
picks.
this. Yeah, we agreed on most of these.
Now, of course, for the first song, there is a couple other ones that we've all sprinkled on as well, just to
Yeah.
whatever.
but work is absolutely
But-
the correct answer.
The fun
Well, we'll
thing
see.
about this right now, and so everybody can.
I can't
who
wait
is
until
watching,
it's work, and I'll be like
And-
the second that song starts, I'll be in the group chat like, I told you, I fucking
And
told you, I told
I have
you.
a-
Or you can just show
$100
up
down.
to Andrew's place.
Yeah, I want
I
to
have-
have you, man.
I'm still gonna go in the group chat. I'm that guy. I'll sit across from you and still
He's
be in the
sitting
group
right
chat,
beside us on the couch. just like,
and I'll be
fucking
whispering
told
it
you
to him, be like, Alex, I told you.
I have $100 on first song work, so if that ends up being it,
yeah.
$2,100 in my pocket.
I thought we were splitting that.
You want to split that? $50, we could do it.
Oh no, I thought you were buying, and then we were splitting the profit.
Make sure you wear your jersey, Chris.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
that's-
got. It's a
That's
risk.
the advice fee.
It's a
you know,
risk
like-
reward thing. You take all the
Now-
risk, we take half the reward.
Now, as a risk reward, if all 5 of us at NSD put $20 into that Super Bowl MVP being Jarrett McKinnon, we all get like
No, because I've changed my Super Bowl MVP,
$720.
so I'm not in on that.
I'm game if you do it when I go there. I'll give you the if you make the bet. I'll give you the 20 when I see you.
When you guys show up, we can do bets together as
Mine's
well.
Travis Kelce.
For
No,
I was gonna say I'm skittish on the running backs now. Just
Yeah,
saying about that Philly defensive line, I'm skittish on the running backs.
there's a couple things too, like they keep
And
talking
I'm
a lot
still on
about,
AJ Brown personally.
and they keep talking like Kadarius Toney's gonna have a huge Super Bowl game, and I'm like,
No, he's
that just
not.
means that like Sky Moore is gonna have the really huge fucking Super Bowl game.
No, Pacheco is gonna have a good game probably though.
That Eagles defensive line, man.
Listen,
When your backups are fucking Sue and Linval Joseph that can start for
Oh,
half the
crazy.
fucking teams in the league.
I think they're watch. You know what? Philly's gonna crumble because of Jalen Hurts. That's what's gonna happen.
That has nothing to do with Pacheco and that defensive line for Philly, though.
Yeah, I'm not saying it does. I'm just saying that I think Philly's not gonna do as good as people think. I don't know. That's my hot take.
Honestly, that kind of goes into this comment here because I agree. Like, I think me and Chris are also really high on the Chiefs here too. The other thing that I saw today that kind of backs that up, and I'll actually just take this picture down so everybody can see it. I know not everybody here, like we all have our commentators that we listen to and we kind of like agree with and we don't. I've always been a big Colin Cowherd fan. That's just personally one of my favorites.
too.
He's one of my top 3. And I love the segment that he had or the take he had about the Philadelphia Eagles today about who have they actually played. And at first I was like, that's kind of a weird take, but he did go through it. He's like, they played the Jaguars early in the season. And then when they've played the Giants, they had to play at Davis Webb because Daniel Jones was down. The Washington football team, a couple of those other, like the Houston Texans, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, I see where you're coming from. Like some of these big games, blah, 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 blah. And then some of the closer ones were against good teams.
Still had to beat the number 1 defense to get to the Super Bowl, just saying.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Now,
Hey,
like,
no, San Francisco was the number 1 defense in football. There's no oh my god to that. Look at the numbers.
Yeah, sure, that's
San
fine.
Francisco
But
was
also,
the number
but
1
they're
defense.
playing their
Alex,
big string quarterback.
Alex,
Like, come on.
hey,
Like, can we please
hold
like
on.
just talk about that for a
Yeah,
second?
can we just, Alex, you know as much as anybody, and you'll agree, that if the offense can't keep the defense off the field, it doesn't matter how good the defense is.
But we
100%.
can't just
Offense
say
couldn't keep the defense off the field.
We
Doesn't
can't
matter.
just say that, oh, Philly beat a nobody. That's still the number one.
I'm not saying they beat a nobody. I'm just saying it's not the same. To say they beat the best defensive football, it's not the same because the offense's job is to keep the defense on the field and the defense get rest. If the offense isn't doing that, the defense is going to get tired and get killed.
Notice all I said was they beat the number one defense.
Yeah.
I did not say a single thing about the offense.
I just wanted to throw that out there because yes, they are the best defensive football, but it's not the same as if they beat the Niners at full strength with the best defensive football because that defense gets worn down after 3 quarters or 2 quarters or whatever because they've been just taking shots this whole game and their offense is doing fuck all.
Yeah, you're absolutely right with that.
Said this is fun. She's also coming to the Super Bowl party this weekend, and she actually messaged about some of these bets as well. And I was like, when you get here, I will show you how to get in there and stuff like that, just like I showed Kim after she went 6 for 6 in the Super Bowl last year. And I even I was like, put the money down. Like just take $25, $30 and just sprinkle it like $5 on all the things you said. And I was like, and just watch what happens. She goes, I don't know about that. And then all of a sudden I showed her how much money she would have won because she went 6 for 6. And she goes, So then she makes an account. Oilers are playing in the first round against the LA Kings. She goes, I'm going to put $25 down on the Oilers to be leading 2-0 after the first period. Just randomly, I think it was game 2 or something like that. Oilers scored first 3 minutes in. She goes to her mom's place. Oilers score at the 10-minute mark. Then all of a sudden, it's like 10 minutes waiting, and she's just like, no more goals, no one fucking scored. She gets a $400 payout just like that on it.
Wow.
Yeah. She was so fucking happy.
Those exact score ones, you can get ridiculous payouts if you get it right.
And the fact that she put $25 down on it too, like everybody who was at the house was all like celebrating me, like that's awesome. Nicole says, "What do the points mean?" If you're talking about like on there,
payout.
It's a payout. So for example, that minus 104. If you made it instead minus 100 or even plus 100, it just means, and we'll just use $100 for example. You can use $10, $20, whatever, but $100
is easiest, just because you can see the exact number there.
Exactly. So $100 on say minus 100 would mean that you would put $100 down to win $100 back, including the $100 that you've already put down on the original bet there. So you'd win $200, your $100 back and the extra 100. So for example, the $100 that I put down on the first song worked. I'd win $2,000 plus my $100 back. Same thing with Super Bowl MVP. Super Bowl MVP, thanks Jesus Christ, first, which we're all riding because Sid is that is like the one he is locked in.
Dude,
that one's a given, man.
Did we clip that though? That was the best. Sid was so enthusiastic. First and foremost, I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. That was so good, dude.
I was gonna say it's either that or all glory to God, or it always gets said.
The times the chains will be used. As soon as I said that one, we all were like, "Ooh."
Yeah,
over
I think
one
at
and a
least
half
twice.
for sure. Yeah, over 1.5 for sure.
The Rihanna dress is silver/gray, and we all
No, I think gold.
Shut the fuck up.
Honestly, she can come out in like so many different colors. Imagine the least odds were purple, and I'm like, she just comes out in purple. Bless you. Bless you again. Just so she could fuck everybody. Bless you a third time. Just so she could fuck everybody's parlays and shit.
Thank for my Lord and Savior, Jesus.
And then the one that was thrown at us from Sid and Ash, that I think was also thrown in there from Chris, was that O lineman to catch a TD pass.
No, that was the Sid
at 4,000 or at plus 4,000. That's one you take a chance on, even if you don't bet much.
Exactly. So we're gonna keep track of which one of these obviously hit. We're all going tails this year too.
Tails never fails.
Yeah, we're gonna go to Pat McAfee.
Like I said, if it rhymes, it's good to go.
Kyle,
it might make 0 sense, but if it rhymes,
yeah, right. Kyle, I think his phone did die.
Hell yeah.
Somebody screenshot that.
Legitimately,
right
I said shut the fuck up, and Kyle lagged out.
Sent it in the private chat too that he was lagging out. But everybody, Kyle says farewell. The Atlanta Falcons analyst here at NSD, and soon to be new host of a show here at NSD. Stay tuned for more info on that. Toonies or loonies or quarters and dimes. You just bring whatever you need to. Patrick Mahomes will be Super Bowl MVP. I just see your message in the private chat there, and I'm like,
It's gonna be Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce's gonna have 3 touchdowns.
Philly has a truly
I
great
mean, Cooper
defense.
Kupp balled out. Well, yeah, Cooper Kupp had to absolutely ball out last year to get it, so we'll see. But
So I say Travis Kelce with 3 touchdowns, Super Bowl MVP.
You should bet 3 touchdowns for Travis Kelce. You should see.
yeah,
what
if you're
I'm
confident in
tempted.
it, yeah.
I'm tempted, bro.
Dude, they had to play the NFC South, right? They barely beat Detroit before Detroit got hot. This is also a good point. San Fran.
Yeah, but Detroit played pretty much everyone close, though. That's not.
They are the greatest spread team of the year, man.
I was gonna say we also lost by a field goal to Buffalo, so I mean, like,
purple it will be because of that. Frozen Kyle, even though I'm lagging actually on my end a little bit here. There we go. Frozen Kyle. The
Jesus
dress
Scott
will be red. I saw Alec Schomber modeling it. Ooh, wow, red dress being modeled. Damn. So, it could be anything though. Scott, I think you have. Perfect timing, Alec. Yeah, so honestly, the Super Bowl is going to be fun. We're possibly going to have Chris over if he's not got other plans. Alex might also be over. I know he's moving, so it all depends.
I was going to say, as long as I pay attention to time, I will be there.
Yeah, so we got Kyle coming. Nicole will be here. If we do get everybody, obviously, here, I might have to, throw this up and just record all of us for a few minutes and stuff like that so everybody can see all of us. In one location, getting mad at bets that we've lost or inevitably won. Because I swear to God, if she comes out with work and I get
I got $100 on my roommate that KC wins.
Hey Chris, you want to go $25 on the Oilers game next week?
No.
Oh, wow!
I like that.
I love the fucking Oilers, but there's nothing I've learned in the last however many years I've been allowed to gamble. There's one thing you don't do, and you do not bet on the Edmonton fucking Oilers. Ever. You don't, literally, I played in a Survivor pool once, and I waited as long as I possibly could have to pick the Oilers to win. And even then, I was like, I don't want to do. We were playing the last fucking place, the worst team in the league, and I was just like, I don't want to do this.
I don't want to do this. I don't want to
trap game. I would rather.
That's why I like the player props. I love the McDavid shots on goal. It almost fucking hits every single game, dude.
Yeah.
Because now you shoot. Because all of a sudden you decided I'm going to start shooting and I'm going to score 1,000 goals. It's cool.
Which, by the way, I actually, since we are live, wanted to talk about that quick. The 25 on it. Everybody who's been following the 25 on it. Remember I said it's just so you can get say an extra coffee every week, so that if you're putting $25 and you're splitting that up into 5s and you take your profits on the weekends and you can do whatever, it's so that if you get money later on and you're like, I can use $100 now and do Andrew's bets, of course, then you just see the more cash that you obviously inevitably win. Tonight I gotta check the actual bets here. Just to see the games going on. Right now, my bets are in the parlay. We had the over 6 between Arizona and Chicago. They are sitting at the end of second, tied at 2, so that's looking pretty good. And we also had the Pittsburgh winning by 2 as well against the Anaheim Ducks. They are currently up 1-0 in the first period, so that is also looking pretty damn good. We also got Gordon Hayward of the Charlotte Hornets will score 15 or more points. I will have to check on that. And Mason McTavish of the Anaheim Ducks obviously has not scored yet, but our parlay is looking pretty damn good. And if you want to look at it from what you've actually won this week, like I said, it was 2 extra coffees and a donut. That's profits. That's what we do here. We're winning you money. May not be much in the big,
still more than you had to begin the week with.
Exactly. If you're one of those people who are just tight, you're allowed for an allowance because, we all know shit's tight up here in Canada. You can only imagine how it is around the rest of the world. So, but man, you put $25 down, spend 5 of that with me a day, and I promise you'll be looking at nothing but green in your bank account. So, check it out. 25 on it. We bet every single day. Let's go. I see Alec in there. I respectfully put 100 on Tatum points, and he came through for me. There you go. Damian Lee just missed another 3 and went 0-4 today.
He bet last night for Damian Lee to hit 3 3-pointers.
Oh,
and he went 1 for 11, and then 0 for 4 today.
I forgot to say, I don't know if you said, I kind of zoned out.
What's
when
up?
You highlighted Alex's comment of the public is heavy on the Eagles. 70% of the money in Vegas, 77% of the money in Vegas is on Philadelphia.
Yep. So give me the Chiefs all day, every day.
See, and like to me, it's like the matchups.
My man,
scream a Philly win. But you've got Mahomes and Kelsey and Andy Reid on that other side, so it's so hard to go against.
Could have just stopped at Mahomes. You got the league MVP on the other side.
You could have. I could have stopped with Mahomes, but then you got Kelsey and Reid with them. Like,
you could have stopped at Mahomes. Is all I'm saying.
Now, at the same time, the last 7 league MVPs that made the Super Bowl have lost, so there's history there. But
Patrick Mahomes.
Sean.
No, sorry, it was just Tom Brady 2 times, Peyton Manning 2 times.
Who's that? Who's that?
2 people that are still both
guys?
Currently greater than Patrick Mahomes. So,
whoa,
they are still greater than Patrick Mahomes. Do not get me started on that shit.
Honestly, I honestly think there's going to be coming a time in about 10 to 12 years where we lived through the
Chris, that's a take. It's a bad one, but it is still a take. I'll use your own lines against you here.
I do think that because we lived, all of us, we've lived in that Joe Montana to Tom Brady switch. You know what I mean? Like there was that 3 to 4 year window where it was like that conversation started and then you can debate it. And then it was no more. It became what it is now. I do think that we are going to be having this conversation about Patrick Mahomes versus Tom Brady in about 10 to 12 years. I do. Because I do think that Patrick Mahomes after Sunday is going to get another ring and he'll have 2. And then he's
by that time we're not having a conversation. I think at that point in time it's decided.
See, if in the next 5 years, say Mahomes gets 2 more rings, 2 more MVPs this early in his career, then I agree with Chris. But it's a lot of hypotheticals up until then.
And though he is living up to said hypotheticals that are being thrown at him right now, and that's the major part of it.
A lot of people said he couldn't do without Tyreek, and here we are.
Now here's my big what if for the future here. We've heard Travis Kelce blatantly say, Andy Reid's gone, I'm gone. Can he do it without Reid and Kelce as well?
Yes.
That's something we're going to have to see.
The Chiefs would be dumb, in my honest opinion. The Chiefs would be dumb if they did anything with regards to the coaching change with Mahomes without going to Mahomes and addressing and being like, do you think there's someone on the coaching staff already?
But he can pick a guy. If the guy can't coach, the guy can't coach.
I think Andy Reid was obviously integral to Patrick Mahomes at the start of his career.
Yep.
Not saying he's not now, but he was obviously integral. I don't think we see the same Patrick Mahomes now that
You're absolutely right.
Another coach. But I think by the time Reid decides, I'm fucking done, I'm too old for this shit, I just want to go eat cheeseburgers and fucking drink beers, then I think by that point Mahomes is at a point where he's developed enough that he can do it without Andy Reid.
Now, the only reason I disagree with that is look what Brandon Staley's doing to Justin Herbert right now. If a coach comes in and fucks up the actual coaching aspects, the clock management, the decision-making, that's where it fucks Mahomes out of these Super Bowls and all that. Yeah. Mahomes can be phenomenal, but if the coaching staff fucks up.
I guess I just mean from a playing aspect, his development, his development isn't going to be hindered now by a new head coach. If he gets a new head coach that isn't a complete dolt, then he'll be fine. If the guy knows when to call a timeout, Mahomes will take care of the rest.
Now, I like this question goes in with the second one that he said. Does he start to turn into the LA Marino type and Mahomes is the best in the league right now? If he loses again, do we question this, or is he like LeBron, always there but not to win it? No. And the only reason I say this is because he's got his one chip.
Brady lost 3.
Yes, Brady lost 3. He's lost his 1 already.
He's lost 2. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was saying if he loses this one, yeah.
Yeah, he's lost his 1 already to the Bucs. And that was a really good Buccaneers defense. That everything was working in the Buccaneers' favor.
He was hurt.
And he was a little bit beat up. And the rest of his team could not catch a ball.
Also beat up. They were banged up for that Super Bowl. Not saying the Bucs didn't deserve to win. I'm just saying.
But here's my issue with that argument is everyone comes Super Bowl time is
no, but it was we're talking. But Alex, it's not like we're talking about they lost guys in week 8 and they had to overcome that. They lost guys the week before the Super Bowl. And
I know, but
it's different in that. To me, it's different in that respect because these are guys that played the entire year. Then you lost in the week before. Being banged up and being fucked the week before.
But you still had all your key guys.
We did. Yeah, we did. We just started bringing the key guys back because we had them injured at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, because they lost. I believe they lost both their top two their starting tackles in the wild card and in the divisional round.
For the Chiefs?
Divisional and conference championship.
Sorry, yeah, that's what I meant. Listen to what I mean.
Yeah, lost.
Listen to the words, not the drunk, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first 2 rounds of the playoffs they played in, they lost a starting tackle, which is a detriment.
It was a
quarterback.
It was a great run that they had too, and even like
that's arguably the greatest playoff stretch ever.
Yep. And I've said it before too, but like when Kim came downstairs and there was 5 minutes and 47 seconds left on the game, and she like looks at the score and goes, "Oh my god!" I'm like,
bro, he threw that ball like this, man.
Yeah.
It was right on.
And it was a bullet, but he's like, ooh.
So that's why even like with tomorrow.
Hit him in the face.
You cannot tell that Mahomes ain't. I mean, you could and it could probably happen because it's Super Bowl. Anything can happen. Like the Patriots didn't go completely unbeaten that year, right?
To combat Sean's comment there.
Yep.
It all depends on how he wins or how he loses. If either of them are strictly if he loses them that game, it's a whole different discussion than that first Super Bowl loss where he played phenomenal, but the team around him was terrible.
Yeah, this literally dives right into your point from earlier in the show and from earlier in the week where it's like we were talking about a player's greatness. How can you can't count championships because it's a team thing.
Yeah.
Especially almost in football.
The only the only championships you could ever count to somebody is if they were the most part of that championship, that actual game. So for example,
but even still,
LeBron when he won for the Cleveland kind of thing.
That's why I say especially in football though, because in football I don't care how good your quarterback is. You can't carry a team on your back in football. You need a defense. You need a receiver to catch the football.
Go ahead, Alex.
You can still combat that LeBron was the reason they won that championship because it took Kyrie hitting that final 3 right near the end for them and then locking down defensively.
I thought you were combating what I said. I was like,
no.
I knew he was coming out.
I was like, Alex, you played football. You know as well as I do.
Yeah, football to me, there's a reason they call football the ultimate team sport.
Yep.
Because if one person fucks up on the play, there's a very real chance that play does not work.
Yep. Just for example, too, if we're talking like the players that would win a championship and stuff like that, there's a reason the name Jeff Carter will always be traded for in the NHL until the man retires by playoff caliber teams. Because that man is a game 7 fucking machine and literally comes out and plays like Sidney Crosby and Connor McDavid had a baby in every single game 7. And there's no reason why. Except the man wants to.
Arguably, I'd even say just because you're talking about basketball, I would say arguably baseball is more of a team sport than basketball. You can have one good pitcher and still be dog shit. You can have the greatest baseball player in the history of the earth and not even make the fucking playoffs. Talking about Mike Trout. Right? Yep. It doesn't matter. Baseball is, that's why I say literally right next to football.
I know that shit all too well.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying is ultimately right beside football is the ultimate team sport. And baseball is very similar because you have a great left fielder. Yep. We're all just going to hit to the right field. We're all just going to hit right field. I don't give a fuck if Mike Trout's standing out there. I'll fucking hit over here. Oh, he's the only guy on your team that can hit too? Perfect. Walk. And we'll strike out the next guy. You have to have good pitching. You have to have depth of pitching. You have to have you have to have good pitching. You have to have depth.
Never known.
You have to have good, a good field.
Never known a bad back
all
catcher.
around. You have to have skill everywhere, basically, or you're not going to do anything. That's why the Yankees were so dominant for so long.
I don't think I've ever had a bad first baseman.
We just locked up our shortstop. Let's go.
My Tigers still suck.
Bo Bichette locked up for 3 more years, baby.
My Tigers have answered their full rebuild by going into a deeper full rebuild, so
which makes for Detroit 2024.
Hey now, hey! The Oilers copyrighted that move.
Actually,
that's the Oilers move.
They took it from the Detroit Lions. So.
Fair enough. Never mind.
I like this. If Mahomes loses, does it affect his legacy at all? I
Not
think
a
it
chance.
kind of adds to it because, like, if he comes
Again, it
back,
depends how they lose.
If he throws 17 interceptions, yes.
yeah, Jameis Winston.
yeah. Like he throws a mountain of picks, couldn't complete a pass if the guy was 5 feet from him. Then sure, but we realistically all know that that's not going to happen.
If he throws for like 500 yards, 4 touchdowns, and
the Blue Jays are one of the hottest teams in baseball last year.
I was
but
like,
okay.
bro, like, listen, I've been
like 5 years.
Like
Now-
legitimately,
I
like
live
a
in
couple of the
Canada.
hottest teams in ball. But all right,
my famous thing that I asked when I worked at my old cannabis shop job was when people would come in and they would either have Yankee hats and they would have Blue Jay hats, and I would
there's
ask,
two. Yeah, there's
are
like
you-
two in Canada.
Are
Yankees
you
or Blue Jays?
fans of these like teams? The Yankee, 99% of the time they said no. I
No,
just
they're
wear it for the
gangsters.
hat. The second I would ask the Blue Jays,
That
they're like,
logo's
fuck yeah. But it was Blue Jays every single
Yeah,
time. They
listen,
wear a Blue Jays hat,
if
they
you
love
see a guy in Canada wearing a Raiders hat or a Yankees hat, I bet you $10 he could sell you some great cocaine.
it.
So to answer John's next comment there, that's what I was saying. If he throws 500 yards, 4 touchdowns, and loses, say, like 42-41, then it's a lot like when the Warriors added Kevin Durant and beat LeBron there, where that one doesn't really affect LeBron's legacy because
Did losing to Nick Foles affect Tom Brady's legacy?
I was actually literally going to say
Like it
Yeah,
did. Like
right.
it didn't.
the
Like
most
realistically, Tom
playoff
Brady is the guy
yards
right
in a
now,
Super
right?
Bowl. Or sorry, the most
Nick Foles
the
played.
most yards in a Super Bowl is what Brady threw to, and he lost that Super Bowl.
Yeah, and Nick Foles had a great game. He didn't outplay Tom Brady, but he had a great game. But the Eagles as a team beat Tom Brady, is what it is.
And to be fair, if just as another note to it, if he actually did connect with Gronkowski, he would have had the most passing yards, not only in a single game, and I think he would have been 3 yards off of the first 600-yard game in NFL.
Sean, how many titles did he have when he lost to Manning the first time and the second time?
Oh, dude, Montreal Expos, dude. Here's the thing: in Canada, we do have our like rivalry in hockey when it comes to like the Canadians and the Maple Leafs and all that kind of stuff. With baseball, though, you would get a rivalry between the Blue Jays and the Expos, but I think everyone in Canada collectively would love to see the Expos back and the the Nordiques back.
Not a chance, because Vladdy Guerrero would ask for a trade to the Expos, 100%. like 1,000% he would, and I'm not for
Can
it.
we have it happen?
No.
Get
Well,
the
I mean,
one-
sure, I'll just trade my Jays jersey for an Expos jersey really fast. Don't give a fuck, man. Vladdy's
Could you
unreal.
imagine those
Vladdy's
Expos
insane.
jerseys coming back, and not even just Vladdy, but just like some good talent in those jerseys? Like, fuck, love the Expos
5 or 6
back.
appearances, but we said losses though. How many?
So
losses?
the
How
first
many
loss to
wins?
Manning, he had 3 wins by that point?
Did he have 3?
At least 2. Yeah. Brady had at
I
least
thought
2.
that was
I
his.
think
I
3.
thought that was his 3rd Super Bowl.
And what's funny is we still talk
Well, he
like
won
some people.
2002, 2001, or no, 2003, 2004.
2001,
Right.
2003, and 2004.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the Bucks 102.
Yeah.
Ah.
And then
Just had to toss that in.
and
there.
then lost
Sorry.
in 07. And then
I was like, we didn't get that close in 07. We were at fucking
No,
Josh Freeman by that
talking
time.
Brady again.
Fucking, ugh.
dude.
Freeman was 09. You were still on Jeff
Yeah.
Garcia at that point.
Yikes! Yikes! What a rough lineage of quarterbacks.
Oh, but
No, don't even fucking get started.
I've had worse quarterbacks than he has.
Oh, and I've had worse quarterbacks than you've had.
Oh, I thought you were saying don't get started as
And
if
we're
like
talking
mine
the
were worse.
entirety?
I'm like, we're talking about
Can
like
we
Kurt
take
Warner,
Brady off of the Bucks for this
Carson
conversation?
Palmer. Those were some good quarterbacks.
We can remove Brady and we can remove Stafford.
No.
If you get to remove a quarterback, I absolutely get to remove a quarterback. Fuck you.
I'm just saying, if we're talking, just this popped into my head. If we're talking trends in Arizona, we were like really good with Kurt Warner, then we were like bad for 2 years. Got Carson Palmer, really good for a few years, been bad for 2 years, and then we got Kyler Murray. Like maybe
Yeah.
trending in the right direction now. We're a roller
Yeah,
coaster
but
team.
that can't be your thing for your franchise.
Oh, I know
man.
it
Like,
can't
just
be.
like the Bills,
Franchise is
like all
not
these
sustainable.
guys, these Bill fans are like, and not just like taking shots at your buddy there. I'm like taking shots at some of these guys. I see
Hey, look, the
online.
media won't tell you, but Isaiah Simmons said today in an interview that the coaching was not hard enough on any of the players, and a lot of players were like showing up late for practice and dogging it. A lot of players,
Was one of them
not
possibly
one
TJ
player,
Watt?
a lot of players. No, JJ Watt doesn't dog nothing. Listen,
No, not dogging.
That guy
I'm not
works
dogging.
harder
I'm
than literally
dog.
probably every player on that fucking team. I don't have a shred of doubt in my mind that JJ Watt was the hardest working guy on that fucking team.
Oh, yeah.
But the media won't tell you that Isaiah Simmons said that because it wasn't bad about Kyler Murray. So
Hey man, I saw.
yeah, because I retweeted it 3 times this today because I was all over it. I was like, "Fuck you guys, man!" All week I've been hearing about how shitty Kyler Murray is. Today his teammates say great things about him. Isaiah Simmons literally says that the coaching and the culture in the building is dog shit, and there's not a peep.
Isaiah Simmons on the Buccaneers could be my quarterback at this point, and then go play fucking like safety for me as well.
You fucking keep your eyes off Isaiah Simmons.
I've wanted him on the Bucs for
Hey,
so.
I don't give a fuck what you want.
He's a free agent next year, right?
He
No,
won't be.
there's no
He
God,
fucking
no way. There ain't
listen.
no way
If we learned anything,
We'll
if we learned anything this year with Hassan Reddick being an absolute fucking stud, like every Cardinals fan under the sun said that he was, then we will learn that we cannot let Isaiah Simmons or Zaven Collins walk out of that fucking building
Just
without
like
an
the
8-year
Lions
deal
know.
that pays them
Great-
whatever the
great
fuck they
players
want.
leave franchises
Just like-
all the time.
Just
Yeah,
like
I'm
the
just saying we
Lions
won't. We
know
can't.
in order
Like
to
you
keep
can't
their
allow that to
backfield,
happen again. Like is what I'm getting at.
Jamal Williams.
Like we let Hassan Reddick go because we weren't using him properly and he wasn't performing. And literally every fan in Arizona was like, "Bro, like we're not using Reddick properly." And Vance Joseph was like, but "We got Chandler Jones." I'm like, "Hassan
Just
Reddick's
like-
better than Chandler Jones."
Also,
bro.
just
are
like
you
when
dumb?
the Broncos decided to let Shaq Barrett go, and the Buccaneers were like, "Thank fucking God you decided to do that."
And the reason, Alex, I know you're saying, but the reason I say Hassan Reddick is better than Chandler Jones is on the Cardinals because solely. So Chandler Jones is listed as an outside linebacker. In Vance Joseph's defense, very often that big motherfucker has to drop into coverage. Chandler Jones dropping into a zone cover against a tight end or a slot receiver is a lot. That's an L. That is not. He is a dominant pass rusher, incredible pass rusher. Do not get me wrong. Chandler Jones is a phenomenal pass rusher, but for his natural position of outside linebacker, where Vance Joseph is making him come off the line and drop into cover, that's not where he belongs.
Yeah,
they should have
okay,
dropped
that's
him
fair.
down to a down lineman on the end or whatever, or like even in a 2-point whatever on the
like
end.
Von Miller
and
was an outside linebacker too, and you didn't see him dropping into coverage.
Exactly.
Like
or you flip
3-4
whatever.
outside
Because
linebackers
Hassan
and
Reddick,
edge rushers still.
Hassan Reddick is not only a fantastic rusher as far as rushing the QB, but he is also very, very solid in coverage. He can read the play. He's got very good play recognition. He's fast. He can move that way. He was more suited for that spot on our defense.
Agreed.
So, and especially when Chandler Jones left, everybody was like, Reddick, and Kyle was like, no, Vance Joseph says this guy's a bum. And it's like, okay, he's just in the Super Bowl now, and he got a couple of votes for Defensive Player of the Year, but that's okay.
But that's
I
that's
mean,
okay.
he was the MVP of that NFC Championship game, and
Absolutely.
no one can change
Absolutely.
my mind on that.
And now that does not usually happen though. That does not usually like in the statistics of things. Like usually when players are left by a certain franchise, like to go into free.
Oh, but the GMs of those franchise wasn't Steve Keim.
No, I understand.
I mean, we let Sue go into free agency.
yes, you did.
It was kind of
there's
time
also,
though, wasn't it? He
like,
had been there for a fucking hot minute, and he was
then
kinda,
you also-
like just coming off his rookie deal. We only had him 5 years.
And then you go and you look at, say,
Yeah.
like the Giants from a few. I always use the Giants in this one. Like when they signed like Vinny Curry, they signed like a whole defensive line. And by 2 years after that, with McAboo, who was the one that
McAdoo,
signed
yeah.
McAboo, that guy actually like was the worst.
don't
for that
let these
franchise.
two guys leave the fucking building.
1,000%.
Zaven
that-
Collins and Isaiah Simmons.
When the Giants did that, everyone
Okay, we'll
thought
just take Byron Murphy this offseason.
Well, not him either. Lee, you shut the fuck up, Alex. You shut the fuck up right now.
you do that, then he.
No, we're good at evaluating corners. We're really good at evaluating corners. It's
He's
linebackers.
not keeping them
That
apparently.
we had Patrick Peterson for all of his prime,
What
and the
would you
team
rather
was
have,
terrible at that
Byron
point.
Murphy or Joey Porter Jr.
Byron Murphy's proven.
B Murph, buddy, yeah, B Murph's a stud,
Yeah.
bro. I think B Murph's super underrated. Honestly, I don't think he gets talked
He
about
is.
enough. He's not top 5. He's not Jalen Ramsey, but he works hard. He can
To
do
me,
his
he's
job.
at 11 to 15 range.
Yeah, exactly. He's right there.
Top
Exactly,
end,
he's right
very
there.
solid
But he doesn't
corner.
get the recognition. Like he is the Cardinals' number one cornerback, and everybody's like, he's terrible. I'm like, no, he's very good cornerback.
Before we end this show, I want to ask one more question because this just came as like.
This show's about to be another hour and a half. I see the look on Alex's face or Andrew's face.
We literally just brought up a name, and we've talked about like Lamar Jackson going to the Lions because of the culture that they're building there and stuff like that. And me and Alex have agreed with that. We're like, I don't want that there. But you look at some of the guys that they got on that, okay, and they need pieces on the defense.
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't you go after a Jalen Ramsey? On the Lions?
Arizona or the Lions? Oh,
no, the Lions. And the reason I say that is the Lions respectively still. I think because he's got his contract, that whole thing has kind of been gone, dude. He's good in the locker room for his guys, like for his guys. Yeah,
he's a pretty good team guy.
That whole
it's just
thing
he's a cancer. Like he looks like a cancer on the field. He still does.
Yeah,
he's an asshole. But
and his contracting was making a lot of people do that whole like. You know, and same thing you kind of said earlier with the whole media thing. It's like, oh, it's almost like the media is trying to make Kyler look bad. Same thing that the Jags were trying to do with him. It's
almost like they are trying to make Kyler look bad.
Exactly. And the Jags did the same thing back in the day with Jalen because they were like, we're not fucking paying Jalen this money. Somebody else will. So if I'm the Lions and I know that I need a corner, right? And I know in the draft you look at all the picks and stuff like that. And I'm like, fuck, I can go get an edge rusher at number 6. I could go get like my middle linebacker, say Penei Sewell's brother there.
Pick 40.
Because I think if you're
you
want. So you're basically what you're asking is why wouldn't the Lions go after Jalen?
I while we were talking about it, I'm like,
my reasoning is
money.
Well, I don't really think
reason.
The money for Ramsey actually isn't that terrible.
No, but it becomes like you pay all this money for Ramsey. You're a team that is literally on the cusp of making the playoffs. Right, you got lots of guys on young deals. Like Amon-Ra is going to be a big contract when he comes time. If Goff proves himself,
well, we'll see. He should be a big contract, but
he should be in theory.
He's a team guy, so
okay, but even still. But I'm just saying, like all these contracts, especially like now, if you start drafting these stud guys, are going to start coming home. And then what do you do when you're paying Jalen Ramsey what Jalen Ramsey wants to make? And then that aside, I think it just really handcuffs a team that's on. They're trending up. The Lions don't need to make. They're here, like they're right here. They're on the cusp of making playoffs. They don't need to be like we're just gonna go from here to here overnight. They need to just continue that upward trend, and that upward trend comes from building through the draft, signing free agents, but young free agents to value contracts, or veteran guys to value contracts, which was something that at one point in time the Cardinals did well. But
go ahead, Alex.
If we're paying big money to somebody this offseason, to me it's got to be Daron Payne. The defensive tackle from Washington.
Yeah, because
he's a guy that's going to get 15, 20 million a year. He's going to act like him and Aleem McNeil.
And Hutchinson.
Like you get him and Aleem McNeil in the middle there. That makes Hutchinson's life so much easier. That makes the linebackers' lives so much easier because you're not running up the middle anymore.
I just don't think, I don't think if they're making a big splash, it's going to be Ramsey. And I don't think that
even
for a team that's in that position that they, I feel like Ramsey is going to go to a team. The team that gets Ramsey.
I don't think he's going anywhere.
I also agree.
I think he's staying.
Hypothetically, the reason I say the Lions.
Now, what does it cost to get Ramsey trade wise? That's where it's a big issue.
2 seconds.
I don't think they're taking any less than a first. I really don't.
The reason why I say that is because of the contract. Is because most of the teams that would approach Jalen Ramsey,
they didn't want him if McVay was leaving. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm. And you're not going to. You're not going to trade him.
They were tearing it down.
You're not going to trade him to the Chargers. You know that after McVay leaves, you do need to have some sort of cap flexibility in order to have the next guy come in, do anything. Just like you're not going to leave, the Buccaneers situation like with Todd Bowles. Oh, wait, they did, but this is a whole different story. This case, you can actually drop some of that cap. And then one of the reasons I was thinking about this is it was like Okudah was really, really good. And it's just been getting eaten alive because you had to come back from an injury and then be the number one guy.
2 major injuries.
Yeah. And all of a sudden you allow, say, Jalen Ramsey to come in to be on one side, Okudah to be on the other. You basically just call the airfield in that division now that, say, Chicago's starting to retool. Jay Jettas doesn't necessarily put up 21 points himself if he can against the Lions. you don't allow the development of a Romeo Dubs or Watson on Green Bay there. I just hypothetically, while we were bringing it up, I'm like, if he's like $15 or $17 million with some of the flexibility you have on the cap, I was like, that wouldn't be too bad to throw on there for 2 or 3 years if you've got playoffs right now.
To me, I'm fine with going young in the secondary and getting a veteran up front.
I think, honestly, if
especially with this corner class this year.
If Jalen Ramsey's on the move, a team that I really do think would make a play for him is the Bengals.
Nope. Just because Burrow's extension is right away, Jamar Chase's extension is right away.
Yeah, that's where I was a little hesitant.
If they can fall Burrow, like realistically, Burrow's extension is probably going to be like 100% guaranteed.
But he's also apparently taking a little bit of.
But it's still how much of it comes up against the cap.
Yeah,
right.
But at the end, it's going to be. So let me rephrase that. It's going to be a team like the Bengals, or like that's on the cusp of like winning a Super Bowl. That is,
you know who I think it is?
That defense is dog shit. Like not dog. Sorry, I shouldn't say dog shit. The defense are like their best corner is Eli Apple. That's not a good.
Yeah.
There's two teams I see. One of them actually is the Chiefs.
I was like, I could see the Chiefs making that type of a trade. Yeah.
The other one, I hate to say it, is Minnesota.
Yeah.
That secondary is the worst secondary in football.
Yeah. And if you put him and Jay Jettis to practice and stuff like that, and the chemistry that they have and stuff like that too, just off the field, that would be quite nice. Yeah. But I think Ramsey, like also too, I think one of the big things, like to go with the drama thing, is he wanted to be in a warm weather area. So you'd probably have to like send him to like, I mean, you can't send him to Tampa, can't send him to Jacksonville, can't send him to Miami.
For Ramsey?
Yeah.
You're playing indoors in Minnesota, though.
Also true.
Cincinnati has an indoor practice facility now.
But you play outside.
New Orleans, I've always said, would probably
bubble?
be the best place. Like, if you want to talk, like, culture and stuff like that. Ramsey being a fucking pain in my side would just make sense, obviously. But him on the Panthers would be kind of cool. Just
him and JC Horn.
Dude.
Fuck.
I'm telling you right now, every single time I hear just another name going to that Carolina Panthers defense, I cringe because I'm like, they're gonna just click so soon, and I do not want to be playing them when they do.
If Carolina could go get Derek Carr or entice a Jimmy Garoppolo or something, like get a veteran quarterback to come play for them, and use that 9th overall pick on, say, a Christian Gonzalez, who he could be your number 2 corner and develop just being the athletic freak he already is. Oh my God, him and JC Horn together would be unreal.
I hate the
good
fact
luck
that,
passing the ball on them.
Yeah, I also hate the fact that they have like the 9th overall pick, because I'm just like, go for a wide receiver or go for an offensive lineman. Don't touch any defensive players that are available at number 9.
I don't think like that offensive line was pretty damn solid this past year. So it's like if they get a quarterback, I mean, that team's in real good shape. You could go get another receiver, or that could be where Chris went, Bijan Robinson.
Yep. Or like
that wouldn't be so outrageous at that point.
Even someone like Brian Breeze, or even if Tyree Wilson fell. Oh my God, if Tyree Wilson fell there.
Oh my God, if him and Brian Burns.
Holy shit! With fucking
even I think the best pair would be Burns and Miles Murphy, because you get that power rusher and just the overall rusher. Like
any of those guys, and like even like another name. This is just like because now that the law passed that he's allowed to have his like time in the NFL. Andre Carter being a leader on that fucking Carolina defense as well.
He's way too raw to go at 9th though.
I know, but like
you
if
get
Carolina,
him a 2nd round pick,
yeah, like Carolina puts him in there where like hit. The Army brat, obviously, like that comes in, but like take that aside, he is a fucking leader, and his arm span and burns that can just come off one side. Like listen, when I do the NFC South show, when you got Sean talking about the Panthers and all that, and the fact that we got Chuba there, start learning a little bit more about them. I am so fucking scared of that defense when it starts to click, man. That is
and
the one.
If they get a quarterback, you should be scared of that entire team.
Yeah, like I said, if CJ Stroud and DJ Moore are going to start being like the number 1-2 tangent, like quarterback to wide receiver there, and the defense gets to finally play and compete in these games, Buccaneers can go full rebuild again. I don't want no fucking part of that. So Ladies and gentlemen, though, if you want to be part of the giveaway show we got going on next week, give this live show a like and you will double your chances to get in there. Make sure to share it and that doubles your chances again. Go to YouTube, subscribe. That gets you 10 entries. Then all of a sudden, go tell a friend. Get them to subscribe. And then tell me that you got your friend to subscribe. We'll give you another 10. Another 10. Every time you get somebody to subscribe, I'll add 10 to them, 10 to you. Because next week, we have the duck races. And we got giveaways. We got mini helmets. We got rookie cards. We got jerseys. We got T-shirts, NSD T-shirts. We got it all. So thank you all for tuning in. This Friday night, we had, obviously, Drunken Chris, who was starting to sober up a little bit there. We can tell. Alex, down there at the bottom. I was like, is he just like...
No.
Kyle was on. Sid was not here. Sid was a little bit busy tonight. But to everybody in the group chats, thank you all, or not just the group chat, sorry, but to the chat that's going on the side here. Thank you all for tuning in. Scott, you got to check in next week. See if you were winning anything. Your duck is going to be racing next week, buddy.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you all for tuning in. We are North Sports Dynasty, and we're getting the fuck out of here.
I was going to chime in there. I was going to say, and we are not afraid of lawsuits. Brett Favre is a piece of shit.
Brett Favre is a piece of shit.
Allegedly.
Brett Favre is a piece of shit. Brett, you know what they say? There's no such thing as bad publicity. I'd love to see the show get sued by Brett Favre. We would fucking all of a sudden we would be viral. Brett Favre, you're a gigantic piece of shit. And come at us, bro. I got an army of lawyers ready for you.
Yeah, Canada's got served.
It's me and my dog, but it's fine. We're good. I've watched a lot of Suits.
Yeah. I've watched Law and Order, bitch.
Let's go, dude. Basically a Harvard-educated lawyer. Look.
Yeah, and this guy down here,
super smart.
Super smart.
Real smart, dude.
Fucking basically.
I'll go and try to like make some kind of legal move, and Alex will be like, that is illegal. I'll be like,
Better Call Saul, Canadian.
I was just gonna say if we went to court like that, we're gonna be like when they're trying to go to court and fucking Ted 2.
No. Us getting sued, you know how this would go? Us getting sued by Brett Favre and being in court would be like the episode of Trailer Park Boys where the boys are in court and Ricky's like, listen, if I can't smoke and swear, I'm fucked. That would literally be, me and Andrew be sitting there like, yeah, I'm fucked if I can't swear. He needs a joint. I need a cigarette. Like, this is bullshit, dude. Like, if I can't smoke and swear, we're fucked here. My brain can't operate the same fucking way.
North Sports Dynasty, everybody. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. Much love. We'll be back next Friday with some Jeopardy and some giveaways and a lot of fun next week. See you then, and we'll talk some Super Bowl stuff. See you all at the Super Bowl party. Keep your bets low and your winnings high. That's what Harry the Greek always says. We'll see you next week, and we'll talk about the Super Bowl.
And Chuck Harris is a loser.
Fuck Chuck Harris.